I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, Commercial Lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response.
More attention.
More expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog athletics.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Gove County Medical Center would like to welcome podiatrist Dr. Robert Hens, who is now accepting new patients. This means you can receive high specialized care for many foot conditions such as sports injuries, foot and ankle pain, bunions, and many more. With Dr. Hens and on-staff providers, GCMC hopes to serve as a premier facility for podiatry. By extending this care in Quinter, you will not need to travel for your podiatry needs. Gove County Medical Center, dedicated to healing through caring. We are GCMC.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at KaiserAngus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Day number 2 of the 38th annual Castle Rock Classic basketball tournament brings an extreme level of excitement and anticipation to the table, as it was 364 days ago that we had the exact same matchup between these two same teams with the same thing on the line. That thing just so happens to be a spot in tomorrow night's championship game. I'm Jackson Webb. Alongside me is my partner David Jenright, and of course our assistant analyst Cale Hargett. Tonight we will have two 2-0 teams colliding for what will be the first time of 3 times this season. The Buffaloes of Rawlins County and the Quinter Bulldogs. These two teams are going to get very familiar with each other this season, David, and tonight is just the beginning. What needs to be done in order to make it to tomorrow's final?
A lot of good defense has been played so far in this tournament, so I think a key moving forward and making it to the final that both these teams desire so much is going to be defense again, because Quinter averages 25 steals per game as a team this year, and Rawlins County has 30 turnovers per game. And last year, in the second matchup these two teams played, there was a total of 148 points scored between the two teams, so I think defense will be key here.
Yeah, like you said, got to watch out for the defense today. That needs to step up. That way, one of these teams can have a date with Wheatland Grinnell tomorrow in the championship final. That game will be played at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. We talk about these two teams last year. It was Quinter. They had the upper hand, went 2-0 over the Buffaloes a year ago, and also, like we said, beat them in this exact same game in the semifinals last year. Today we got a bunch of players to watch out for today. This Rawlins County team, a little bit youthful, but their young players are going to come to play. Talk about Reese Smith and number 14, Tayton Dewey.
You know, it's really impressive to see 2 freshmen on the starting lineup for the varsity team, so youthful like you said, and it's exciting for their future as well.
Yeah, that it will be. We will highlight Quinter's star players here in a moment after the national anthem is going to be performed tonight by a Quinter Elementary School student, a 5th grader, Madison Mentz.
Now, would you please rise as a 5th grader from Quinter Grade School, Madison Mentz, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, and the ramparts we crossed were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the
folks, like you said, that was Madison Mintz, 5th grade student at Quinter Elementary, and that has just got us just about ready to start this super exciting semifinal matchup that we've got. We'll go quickly to the starters real quick. Quinter High School will start the same way they did the other night. This starting lineup will consist of Paige Bell, Ava Gillespie, Kennedy Worth, Kelsey Solinsky, and number 22, Cashlyn Kwasniska. For the Buffaloes, their lineup looks a little bit like this. Reese Smith, Michaela Rippey, Riley Unruh, Tayton Dewey, and Sadie Schramek. 2 teams are set, as are we. It's going to be a great night of basketball. Tip will go to Rawlins County. Now, like we said, David, this Rawlins County team, they like to play fast, but they're going to be challenged with man-to-man defense all night as Coach Havlis, he isn't shying away at all one bit from this tough offense of the Buffaloes.
And you mentioned it, they like to run fast, but this defense for Quinter is really, really good. So I think it's going to be interesting to see which team makes the best adjustment. Quinter averaging 25 steals a game on defense, and then Rawlins County on offense is averaging 30 turnovers a game. So I think it'll be interesting to see which team makes the better adjustments.
Yeah, for sure. And then the first 2 games, Quinter hasn't really faced a press, but now for the first time this season, Rawlins County is going to throw a press at the Quinter Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs are going to have to work a little bit out of their comfort zone in tonight's ballgame.
Offense was a little slow the other night to get started too, so we'll see if this press creates another one of those starts for the Bulldogs.
On our 4th possession already of the game, within 31 seconds, we've got 3 turnovers. And now, kind of a wacky stat that we'll throw out there that's really eye-opening. The other night in the quarterfinal matchup between Quinter and Natoma, Quinter forced 44 turnovers. I know that sounds like a video game number, but David, we witnessed it firsthand here the other night.
Yeah, Quinter forced 44 turnovers because it was just a matter of, like you said, the man defense that they possess is really, really good, and they were jumping passing lanes really, really well. Also, it felt almost like a football game, the amount of interceptions we saw the other night as well.
4 Buffaloes right along the baseline as Riley Unruh get it snatched away by Ava Gillespie, and she'll turn it right back over.
This looks like she got a little bit nervous, a little bit excited with that ball. She got out in transition, saw she had an open teammate up the floor too, and it looked like she just couldn't quite handle the ball.
And that's going to be the identity of this year's Quinter team. It's not going to be so much slow it down, get into half-court offense. That right there is going to be their offense, is the transition buckets. They're going to beat teams with their feet and getting up and down the court. And right there, they try to get out and do it just a little bit too early and cause a turnover. 0-0 still our score a minute into this ball game as the Buffaloes work it around in their half-court offense. Had a look at it down low, but the pass was batted away and tipped off a Buffalo, and Quinter is going to get the ball. Very wise choice right in front of us. Coach Matt Havlis will take a timeout, the first of the evening, and we'll keep it here just to talk a little bit about what we've seen already. No points to talk about, but what have you seen already from these 2 teams, David?
Well, first of all, I think that was a really smart timeout, like you said, by Coach Havlis, because it just looks like there's a lot of nerves right now in this second-round matchup. It's just 2 teams that already look like they want this game really bad. It's a rematch of last year's semifinals. Rawlins County went 0-2 last year against Quinter, so you know that they've got a little bit of a bad taste in their mouth when they walk into this contest and see that it's Quinter on Quinter's home court as well. So I think Havlis just wanted to get the troops gathered a little bit there, get some composure back into their bodies and calm down and quit hurrying a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think also it was a little bit of a rest too, because these 2 teams have been up and down the court all night, as it seems like we got our first shot, and that's going to be an air ball from the hands of Ava Gillespie. Now the Buffaloes, they won't have to worry about a sharpshooter that the Quinter Bulldogs had last year. In this matchup, it was Kaylor Getz, a senior at the time for the Quinter Bulldogs, that led all scorers with 22, and she seemed to be a threat all afternoon last year for the Buffaloes. Get our first bucket with the exclamation point on top of it is that time as number 24, Sadie Schramek, will break the scoring. She gets the and one opportunity and will head to the free throw line. That foul will be on Kennedy Worth, her first of tonight's contest.
Some NASCAR-paced basketball early on in this one. Like you said, with that half-less timeout, might have just caught their breath, but as quickly as they might have caught their breath with that 30-second timeout, they're out of it again 30 seconds deep into the game because we've been up and down the court about 3 or 4 times already. It's just really fast basketball right now.
Yeah, that it is. Ceramic hits her free throws and makes it 3-0. Quinter still only with 1 shot, but right here, the Gillespie sisters working together, as it was Bryn passing it off to the older Ava, and Ava's going to earn her way to the free throw line.
Yeah, Tatum Dewey, the freshman for the Buffaloes there, thought she had that one clean, and good looking block from here, but we've mentioned it plenty of times before. It's just that swipe of the arm when you come down on the ball that really draws the officials' attention.
Yeah, really, like you said, you don't need much contact at all, just that motion. It's just so easy to spot if you're the guy in the stripes. So get the whistle there. Ava knocks down the first free throw. Second one, she gets that one as well. 2 points just like that for Ava Gillespie, a player that averages 26, the most in the entire gym. The Quinter Bulldogs have to have her tonight.
Yeah, they definitely have to have her. You said she averages 26, and she's had 26 in each of those first 2 contests, and she's been vital in each of them just with the offense that she's provided because it's been pretty spread out after her. But number 1 option definitely goes to Ava Gillespie.
Sadie Ceramic now has all 5 of the Buffalo's points after an easy inbound layup. Cross court back door, it was wide open. Ava Gillespie was going down low to Cashlyn Kwasniewska, but in and out of her hands and now into the hands of the Buffaloes, who are working a 3-point lead. David, these 2 teams battling against a tough crowd tonight as the attendance a lot higher than it was about 3 nights ago.
Yeah, tough crowd indeed. The Quinter side on the far side of the cameras here is getting really full. They're getting pretty loud over there in the student section as well. And down here on this side, the Atwood Rawlins County area, they've got a lot of fans too. So yeah, it's really exciting to see this small town gym get so packed and so loud.
Yeah, it sure does make for a fun atmosphere. But for the players, it could be a little bit nerve-wracking as Bryn Gillespie misses her first free throw. Goes 0 for 2.
Almost looked like a promising tell when Ava Gillespie went 2 for 2 on her first trip because this Quinter team has struggled a little bit at the line this season.
Ava takes it off the steal coast to coast for 2 more. And now the only players to score in tonight's ball game, Sadie Ceramic and Ava Gillespie. The 2 seniors doing just about everything they can to ensure a victory. And of course, a matchup with the Thunderhawks tomorrow night.
You know, it's really not surprising early on in this one that the 2 seniors on both of these teams are really putting on early because these are the 2 players that know the other team the best and the other players the best as well.
Last year in the matchup in this game, it was Ava Gillespie that had the upper hand on Ceramic. She had 13 points to go along with a couple of 3-pointers. Had 2 3-pointers in last year's matchup. Sadie Ceramic finished with 8 points and 1 3-pointer.
Can tell just a little bit that this Rawlins County press is starting to confuse the Quinter Bulldogs a little bit. They just aren't quite sure how to break it and get it into the half court.
They do, and with ease, Kennedy Worth gets to the bucket, but finishing is the hard part as she gets it rejected away. And now after a little bit of a scramble, we'll have a jump ball, but possession will stay with the Bulldogs. And that turnover right there has to be credited to the defense. Just a lapse in judgment right there. Cashlyn couldn't catch herself before going into the backcourt. And almost right back. The Buffaloes nearly turn it over.
And like you said, credit to the defense on that last drive.
Big time bucket right there by Sadie Stramick. She's now got 7. We'll have a reach-in foul as Kennedy Worth tries to break the press by herself. Does a good job using the crossover dribble. That'll now be 3 fouls on Rawlins County, and specifically 2 on a very important Tatum Dewey. That's going to be something to watch for. The Bulldogs would really like to attack Tatum Dewey, but as I said that, she's going to check out. Abby Michek will be the Buffalo to replace her. And that's good to see for Coach Matt Havlis. He has one of the best Buffalo players now on the bench, sitting over there in foul trouble.
Yeah, you talked about her importance. She had 14 on Tuesday night when they got that win to put them here. So seeing her early on, not even halfway through this first quarter with 2 fouls, has got to be kind of tough for Dion Hornick and the Rawlins County Buffaloes.
Sage Betts will check in now for the Quinter Bulldogs. Just the second substitution that Matt Havlis has used in this first quarter. A struggle to break the press. We'll have the Buffaloes call a timeout, and we will take a short, quick one with them and be right back with some sponsors for Quinter High School basketball.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs. Go Bulldogs!
Back here now at Quinter High School, the Rawlins County Buffaloes up 7-4. And with this short, quick break, we will take time to thank our sponsors for help making this broadcast possible. We'd like to thank Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Blue Stem Medical, Blackwood Family Dentistry, Kaiser Angus, Selensky Land and Cattle Co., as well as Smoky Hill Ag. As we pick up now and play, it was the Buffaloes that went coast to coast, breaking the press, and Sadie Ceramic will now, or Abby Michek will check in and add 2 more points to the scoring for the Buffaloes.
Michek, the first Buffalo besides Sadie Stramick to put a basket in so far. So good thing to see the Buffaloes getting a little bit of distribution in the wealth. And now Quinter's replied with a press of their own here, Jackson.
Yeah, it's something that they might have to do, just give the Buffaloes a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Tipped out of bounds by Gillespie, and Rawlins County will keep possession.
Quinter girls are doing a really good job at being in the right spot right when the ball handler turns around with the ball, and ball handler not typically ready for the defense to be right there.
Good pass off by, and another pass, maybe a little bit too unselfish right there by Sage Betts, as she had a nice open lane to take it in herself. Instead decides to pass it off to Kennedy Worth, but that one flies off a few defenders and out of bounds. 4-9 your score. 3:54 left to play here in this first quarter as the inbounds is intercepted by the Buffaloes. And to the other end for 2 as Michaela Rippey will add 2 points now.
The Buffaloes starting to find a rhythm on offense.
Ava Gillespie sets up for 3. Just off the front iron on that one. Had a good look at it. She wasn't rushed. No hand in her face either. And she gives a little high five to her sister, who honestly on this court right now for the Bulldogs is playing as hard as just about anybody else. You see her with the second chance opportunity, gets her own offensive rebound, and has been playing great defense as well. You see it on full display right there.
Yeah, the younger Gillespie sister, like you said, she's been doing terrific since she stepped onto the court for the first time. The effort and the hustle and the grit has just been unmatchable to this point.
11-4, the Bulldogs need a stop. Brennan gets her hands on it, but tips it right back to Emmy Higley, who drains it from the baseline. This is a spot that the Bulldogs haven't found themselves in all season. Bryn fires from the right corner. That one's good. At the biggest time, the biggest shot so far in tonight's ball game. Coach Matt Havlis can call on the freshman Bryn Gillespie to knock it down. And just like that, the Bulldogs 5-0 run coming by way of the Gillespie sisters. Bryn with a nice 3, followed up by an Ava 2 right in the paint. And just like that, it's 13-9.
Really good sequence there, not just for the Bulldogs, but like you said, specifically the Gillespie sisters really did a lot of work in that sequence where one of them had this steal and the bucket, and then right behind Bryn, Ava came up with another steal and a bucket of her own.
2:44 left to play as the Buffaloes will set up their full court press breaker. Time was ticking quite a bit on that one, David. I thought we were going to see a 5-second call, but instead the Buffaloes will re-inbounds, this time from the sideline.
Press proving to be problematic for both of these teams right now.
Ceramic, the leading scorer in tonight's ball game, will set up the offense now for the Buffaloes. She's guarded heavily by Sage Betts. Post entry for the Buffaloes. They're looking down low. They wanted Michek, who passes it to Emily Higley, but tipped and out of bounds, and now the Bulldogs have it yet again.
Bulldogs can make it a one-possession game with a good trip down on offense right here. Makes this seem like a whole different ball game.
I don't know how Ava was able to fit it in, but she got it through the tight window, got a nice post pass down low to Kelsey Solinsky, but after a shot, we will have a foul on Bryn Gillespie for going over the back on the rebound. Foul is now at 3 apiece for each team. Defense of Quinter, a double team, Kelsey Solinsky and Kennedy Worth. Putting great defense on display right there as they force a crucial turnover. Solinsky, she's got it at the left elbow. Worth now on the left wing. Back to Solinsky, a little bit of a two-man's game. But Solinsky a little bit too much of the happy feet, the travel there.
You know, up until the travel, like you said, the two-man game looked really good right there. They had her open for a split second in the corner for that 3, and then might have gotten a little bit too excited at the open look, and like you said, got some happy feet.
Bryn Gillespie, a little bit of a defensive back move, intercepts it on the press, dishes it up to Kennedy Worth, who lays it in for 2.
A really good move there by Kennedy Worth, too, in transition.
You see the excitement that Quinter Bulldogs bench displays, and at the helm of it is Coach Matt Havlis, who is also the first on the court to high-five all of his girls who are playing their hearts out in this semifinal contest. We're going to take a timeout with the girls. Your score, 13-11.
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
Back here now after that last timeout taken by the Rawlins County Buffaloes. Your score is now 13-11 in a ball game that was 13-4. Quinter found themselves in a hole, something that they haven't been in all season. But David, they willed their way back into it, all thanks to a few things such as defense and can't forget the Gillespie sisters.
Yeah, specifically both of them on offense and defense. There was a sequence where Bryn Gillespie got a steal and a bucket, and then right after that first pass, Ava Gillespie got the steal and the bucket, and that's what really sparked this team to go on this 7-0 run that they're currently on and make it back a one-possession game.
Hustle gets rewarded right there as we have another jump ball, and this time it'll go back to the Quinter Bulldogs with 1:27 left to go in this first quarter. It'll be Paige Bell to inbounds from underneath the basket. She'll look for Worth on the baseline. Pull-up jumper. That one's good. And we've got a tie ball game for the first time since the opening tip.
Yeah, really good inbounds play there and a better look in rhythm from Kennedy Worth on that attempt.
Momentum was all the Buffaloes to start the game. Now we're feeling like it's all Bulldogs. But as we say that, might have jinxed it a little bit as Worth gets called for a travel along that right wing.
Yeah, Quinter's had some really good looks so far on offense. It's just a matter of getting the little fundamental things set or found out and corrected within this ball game, because we've seen a few travels where it's just been some happy feet, and we've also seen a few missed passes as well.
After that ball's tipped out of bounds, immediately we see Coach Hornick signaling to his point guard, Riley Unruh, you can't go to the sideline. That's exactly where Quinter wants you to go. And specifically, that's where Kennedy Worth wants you to go, because she'll sneak up right behind just about anybody on the court and poke it away. Such a talented defender that the Bulldogs have in Kennedy Worth. Batted around, and it'll give the Buffaloes a second chance. And Paige Bell is going to be whistled for a foul. Just a little bit of a hand check into the back of number 24, Sadie Stromick.
Officials have been pretty good about letting them play a little bit. We've seen a little contact here and there, but on the times like that one where you get both hands on the player at the time, officials have been really good at catching it. So we've had a pretty clean contest to this point.
Stromick adds another one. She's now got 9 after a baseline jumper in the face of Kennedy Worth. Another offensive rebound by Bryn Gillespie. The three-pointer's off the mark by Ava. Just a little bit too wide to the left. She's getting open looks, but she's not cashing in on the 2 that she's had.
As a shooter, I'm sure that's something Coach Havlis is going to tell her, but I'm sure he's going to tell her, keep shooting, because eventually those shots will go down.
Rippey gets a bucket right there on the transition exchange, and now on the other end, Kennedy Worth, this is an easy one from that right block.
Nice job by Sage Betts there. She was there on time defensively, just had kind of the over-the-shoulder wide receiver route to get that ball and couldn't quite haul it in off her legs, but good defense there.
Good block there by Gillespie. The Bulldogs have to go with 5 left in the quarter. Does Bryn know it? We'll see. Time's going to expire before the Bulldogs can get a shot, but a good defensive stand on the other end of the court will keep us here at 17-13 after 1 quarter. The Buffaloes on top of the Bulldogs in the 38th annual Castle Rock Classic semifinal. We'll be back with second quarter action after this break.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Back here now at Quinter High School, and we have a little bit of an updated version for you folks at home wondering how the Castle Rock Classic is shaping out. Taking place in the other gym right now. Over in the JV gym, it's Wichita Christian taking on Pawnee Heights. We had a winner in the Western Plains in Natoma matchup. Western Plains got the win. They will play for 5th place tomorrow. And right before us, David, we had Dighton and Wheatland Grinnell. That one shook out in front of us. Wheatland Grinnell, of course, taking the victory, punched their ticket to the championship. What did you see in that semifinal right before this game?
It was a really good contest through 3 quarters. It was about a 1 or 2 possession game the entire time, going back and forth here and there, but it was really the talent of Wheatland Grinnell that seemed to prevail, because Dighton was a very well-coached team, very disciplined, but the talent of Wheatland Grinnell just kind of pulled out late, hit some shots that probably they wouldn't have hit.
Yeah, that Wheeling Grinnell team, they have great size, they have great speed. They will be a big test for either of the team that makes it past tonight's other semifinal. Back and forth scoring we go as Bryn Gillespie hits one through the contact and will go to the free throw line to shoot one more. But before that, as we were talking about the tournament, it was Reese Smith and Tayton Dewey who added up 4 points for the Buffaloes, making it 21-15. Bryn's free throw is off the mark, and now the Bulldogs are shooting 2 of 5 at the free throw line. This one flies out of bounds and will go back to the Bulldogs. But this tournament, David, 38 years and 37 years of just great basketball, and yet this year too, we have some talented teams. We've gotten some new faces, some new schools in this year's tournament. It's going to make for a fun rest of the way all around, both boys and girls.
I think it's good all around, yeah, that there's some new faces, new teams, new identities in this tournament as well.
Back and forth we can continue to go, and this time it's Riley Underoos who answers the layup by Bryn Gillespie. A possession to go. Scores now 25-17. And after the press has been broken, Kennedy Worth gets a little bit of a bump from Riley Unruh.
Interested to see with the pace that this ball game's been going at so far, Jackson, how the third and the fourth quarter are going to shape up, considering these teams have ran quite a bit already to this point, just going back and forth.
Oh, that they have, and honestly, if it keeps going at the pace that it's going at, I don't know if our lungs will be able to take it, honestly. I'm going to need to take a pill or something.
We need a few waters for sure.
Big bucket right there by Kashlyn Kwasniewska, who makes her way into the scoring column for the first time this evening. Down 6, the Bulldogs need a stop. Thought Riley Unruh was going to take the uncontested 3 that she had to look at, but instead the Buffaloes get a bigger basket underneath. Tayton Dewey hits the short floater and will go to the line to shoot one more. Dewey's now got 6 points in tonight's contest.
Yeah, had a rough start, picked up 2 fouls early on, had to sit most of that first quarter, and she's checked in and already scored 6 points here in this second quarter. Make it 7.
We will get a line violation there as Dewey stepped over the line, shooting the free throw. It'll negate the point. Bulldogs working around. Baseline jumper's good, nothing but net by Ava Gillespie. She's now got 8 as her and her sister Bryn lead the way with 8 and 7 points. Pass down low, Bryn Gillespie to Kelsey Solinsky, and that's teamwork at its finest. The Bulldogs now down 6. Make it 4, excuse me, the scoreboard was a little bit late to adjust. Bulldogs out in transition now. Paige Bell from the left block, rims around and around and round it goes. And Sage Betts adds 2 more.
Feels like just at the blink of an eye ago, it was an 8-point game, and we're already back within to 1 possession. This is the type of ball game that we sign up for.
Yeah, that it is. And I mean, the only thing that we can relate this to, the speed of the game is going just about as fast as one of Kyler Johnson's sprint cars that he races on the boys' side. You'll get to see Kyler Johnson play in the boys' matchup later, but he's a guy that races sprint cars, and this is a NASCAR-type pace that we have in this first half. Kind of resembles last year's game where there was over 50 points combined scored between these two teams at halftime. Ava Gillespie will head to the free throw line to shoot the free throw number 6 and 7 for the Quinter Bulldogs. They are 2 of 5 right now.
They're going to go 1 and 1. The official on our close side here called that one on the ground rather than with the shot.
Yeah, initially when we saw it in real time, that's what I thought it should have been called, as a baseline official had it in the act of shooting, but instead, good catch, David. Ava will shoot a 1 and 1. Good on the first, and now the Bulldogs are 3 of 6, shooting 50% at the line tonight. Off the mark there. A good hustle and offensive rebound by the Bulldogs, but they instead give it right back.
That free throw number you just talked about, they're 3 of 6. 44% free throw shooters on the year as a team are the Bulldogs. So that's something we'll have to pay attention to looking forward, see if they can knock down some more free throws.
Yeah, those are always vital to a team's success, and I know Coach Matt Havlis wants that number to go up just a bit, but like we said, in the quarterfinal matchup, teams from, when you look at their numbers, statistically from the start of the season to the end of the season, free throws tend to get better game by game. You might have some hiccups here and there where they dip down, but of course teams tend to get more comfortable, especially playing in their own gym. They know how the rims will treat them.
That at the beginning of the season, you're not quite used to shooting while you're tired too in that third and fourth quarter, and then as the season goes on, you condition yourself to shoot when your legs are falling out from under you.
Great defense right there by Kennedy Worth as she gets a steal and she wants an assist all the way down the court. Beautiful one-handed pass to Ava Gillespie, who drills it from the left block. She's now the first Bulldog to get into double figures. She has 11. Blocked from behind, but instead will get a foul. This one will come on Sage Betts as she will send Abby Michek to the line. A Buffalo that has 4 points in tonight's matchup. We'll talk schedules real quick between these two teams. Up until this point, it was the Rawlins County Buffaloes. In their first game of the season, they defeated Western Plains by a score of 43-13. And then, of course, yesterday in their semifinal game, or excuse me, Tuesday against Western Plains, or that was actually, their first game. So they defeated Western Plains, and for the Bulldogs, 2 games. They defeated Quinter in their first game of the year, and then also we saw the other night they beat Natoma on Tuesday. 3-point bucket, and Quinter Bulldogs will take a lead, all thanks to a corner 3 by Kennedy Worth. That one was beautiful out of the hand.
Yeah, it looks really good out of the hands, and now we've got an entirely different face to this ball game with the Bulldogs up by 1, and you can or up by 2, and the momentum is definitely in the favor of the Bulldogs.
Back and forth now we go as both teams with the next foul will be shooting the 1-and-1. Coach Matt Havlis realizes that. He wants to draw up a defensive play to get this stop right here. 31-29, his Bulldogs have the lead, and we'll take a quick break.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Quinter High School basketball is brought to you by a list of great sponsors, and a list that we will touch on right now while we have the time. We'd like to thank Quinter Pit Stop, Gove County Medical Center, Kansas Land Bank, Family Market, Gove Community Bible Church, GG&T Cattle Co., and Man Farms. On that list is Gove County Medical Center, and earlier this year, the Gove County Medical Center awarded a $10,000 scholarship to Jessa Borger, a Quinter High School student, to help her out in her pursuit of a career within the medical field as she plans to graduate later this year. We'd love to say a special thank you to Gove County Medical Center, as well as a wish of luck to Jessa Borger in pursuit of her degree.
Yeah, pretty cool to get that kind of scholarship. You know, it's really awesome to see the local community as well giving out that kind of money to send students to school to go to do what they want to do.
It is, and we talk about, you know, healthcare providers in a time like currently that we're going through. Those guys, their job is just about as tough as anyone's, and you know, they have big hearts for what they do. Bryn Gillespie adds 2 more as this Bulldogs lead stretches to 4, 33-29. But the Bulldogs can't get back on defense as Abby Michek makes the Bulldog press pay.
Yeah, Rawlins County's kind of finding a groove at breaking that press, and especially once they get in the half court, if they're in transition, you can almost expect one look at the basket.
Jump shot from the left elbow is no good from the hands of Solinsky, and the Bulldogs will have to D up here. They reset their offense here as Kennedy Worth is undersized down low, and they exploit that matchup right there. Mariah Nichols gets into the scoring, and she'll head to the line to reclaim the lead. Oh, count the bucket. Now 8 fouls on the Quinter Bulldogs and 7 for the Buffaloes. That foul came on Kelsey Solinsky. That'll be her first. And for the second time, it's rare that we see that 2 times in a game. We have a lane violation or a line violation on the free throw, so we'll keep it a tie game.
Those feet just moving a little bit as the shot comes out of the hands is going to lead to that. And 2 times, like you said, is something that you barely ever see in a game.
How about that putback? You might call it an assist if you're the Gillespie family, but right there you have Ava off the mark on a 3, and just the most hustle that we've seen all year by Bryn Gillespie, just ripping it away from that Buffalo defense, takes the matters into her own hands. Putback is good, and the Bulldogs have the lead again. How about that, David?
Yeah, like you said, that was just really impressive because as soon as she got that rebound, there was no doubt in her mind that she was going right back towards the rim with it. And she did, and she finished strong.
After the last bucket by the Buffaloes, number 15, Mariah Nichols, that makes it now 8 different Rawlins County players that have recorded a point in tonight's matchup in just the first half, David.
Yeah, sharing the wealth is the definition of this Rawlins County offense right now. Super unselfish, just in general looking for any look at the basket, any open look at the basket, which is why they've been so successful in offense against this press, is because they're not settling for the rushed shots that they've been pushed into that Quinter's done, but they're doing a good job at passing the ball around and looking for the open shot.
No line violations this time down the court as Abby Michek goes 1 of 2 at the line. She's now got 7 points. Buffaloes will get now into the half-court offense with the hands of Riley Unruh. Now down low, Mariah Nichols will get fouled yet again and head back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Bryn Gillespie just brought one of those 2 arms she had straight up, brought one of them down, caught the elbow of Nichols as she was going into that shooting motion, and the official under the basket's going to catch that one 9 times out of 10.
First one from Nichols is no good. And now a tough choice for Coach Matt Havlas, but he's such a veteran at what he does, one of the smartest coaches around. He has been faced with the problem that one of his best players in tonight's ball game, Bryn Gillespie's got 2 fouls. Does he play her the rest of the half, or does he send her to the bench? But he's going to keep her out there, as he should. She has been hustling more than anyone on the court tonight.
Yeah, and I think just keeping her out there, not just for the statistical presence or the points or the rebounds or any of that, I just think the hustle that she brings really sparks the rest of the girls that are on the floor, and it creates a whole different identity for the team when they're fused by one girl to be as, impactful as they can each time down the floor.
Yeah, that for sure. And also it brings along an extra something when that person or that player that is leading the team is one of the youngest on this year's squad. So that's special to see. Age doesn't matter when you step out on the court and you lace them up. anybody can be a contributing factor.
Absolutely.
Kashlyn Kwasniewska off the mark on both free throws. And that could swing things here at the end of the first half in terms of who goes to the break with the lead. Buffaloes try to reclaim the lead. They find themselves down by 1 with a minute left to go. Into the lane, Michek with a little bit of a floater from about 12 feet out. It's no good. Beautiful unselfishness from Kennedy Worth to pass it off to Bryn Gillespie, who's just a little bit too strong from the right block. But with the jump ball and the tie-up on possession, the Quinter Bulldogs will get a second crack at it from underneath the basket as they look to run box inbounds number 2. Ava was looking backside to her sidekick Kelsey Solinsky in the left corner. Instead, it's going to be a turnover with 41.9 left to go in this half. And we'll get a sub. This time it is going to be number 15, Mariah Nichols, checking in. She'll replace Abby Michek. So some foul trouble, a name that we haven't said in a long time, Sadie Sramick, who still leads the way for the Buffaloes. She's got 9, but for a lot of this quarter, she's been on the bench.
Right there, really good possession by the Bulldogs. It was a good switch on the screen that went towards the bucket.
Off the mark there by Kashlyn Kwasniewska, a little bit too long. Officials unsure of the call. It was not a jump ball, but they deem it one as the officials couldn't quite make out who touched it last. So it will go in favor of the Rawlins County Buffaloes. They resort to the possession arrow. And with how many there have been, it's hard to keep track on whose it is.
That definitely was probably the most fair way to do it, like you said, because of the amount of jump and held balls that we've had to this point.
Under 10. Floater in the lane by Dewey's no good. She gets her own rebound and nets it as the time expires here in the first half. And what an end to a crazy first half and a crazy semifinal game that we have in front of us, David. 36-35, and quite the exchange that we had down there at the end. Talk about that last play. Tate and Dewey taking matters into her own hands, misses the first opportunity, cashes in on the second, and the Buffaloes have their third lead of the game. David, a little bit of your thoughts on this first half that we've had.
It's been super exciting to watch this first half of play. It's been really back and forth. It hasn't really been dominated by one team or the other. Both teams' defenses doing an extraordinary job, and both teams' offenses doing a good job at finding their shot when they really want to. When they settle down and they allow themselves to see the floor, the offenses look really good. But the defenses have really been the true storyteller of this first half, and I hope that's the same way in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be crazy to see how things shake out. We had some players that had to spend some time on the bench with their teammates due to some foul trouble. Those girls will be back in action. When we get back in action, we're going to take a quick timeout to think about some halftime thoughts. And as well, when we get back, we'll be joined by our third member of our crew, Cale Hargett. He'll have a little bit of your first half analysis as well as some second half adjustments that need to be made. We'll talk with Cale here in a minute. But as we head to the halftime break, the Rawlins County Buffaloes on top of the Quinter Bulldogs, 36-35 in the 38th annual Castle Rock Classic semifinal matchup. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove County Medical Center would like to welcome podiatrist Dr. Robert Hens, who is now accepting new patients. This means you can receive high specialized care for many foot conditions such as sports injuries, foot and ankle pain, bunions, and many more. With Dr. Hens and on-staff providers, GCMC hopes to serve as a premier facility for podiatry. By extending this care in Quinter, you will not need to travel for your podiatry needs. Gove County Medical Center, dedicated to healing through caring. We are GCMC.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Back here now at Quinter High School for a little bit of our halftime show. I'm Jackson Webb and my partner David Jenright, and we're about to introduce the third member of our crew, Cale Hargett. But before we do so, we'll look at the wild first half that we had here as the Rawlins County Buffaloes on top of the Quinter High School Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are trailing at halftime for the first time all season. When we look at stats, the Buffaloes did a great job of getting into the stat column, or in the scoring column, as Sadie Ceramic leads the way with 9 points. Right behind her, Abby Michik has 7. For the Bulldogs, it's been a heavy dose of the Gillespie sisters. Brandon Gillespie and Ava Gillespie both with 11 points. And right behind them, Kennedy Worth finds herself with 7. Now it's time to bring on our third member of the crew, Cale Hargett, who does a little bit of the scouting for us as well as the halftime analyzing. Cale, what did you see over in the other gym earlier on tonight?
Well, not much. It's been pretty varsity gym. That's been the main place to watch it, as many close games here in the varsity gym for the first half. And in the JV gym, we saw a game between Western Plains Healy and Natoma, a very low-scoring game. The end score 28-26 with Western Plains winning. And that's kind of funny because right here at halftime, we've already got a higher score than that.
Yeah, like you said, a crazy halftime. Cale, what all did we see in the first half that led us to get here to 36-35?
Well, the first quarter and the first couple of minutes was very slow, a lot of defense, but they picked it up in a couple of runs by each team. A big run from Quinter and then a big run from Atwood, and it would just repeat on and on and on till halftime right here.
Yeah, and we talk about the Gillespie sisters and what they've been able to bring to the table, the chemistry that they have, and then, of course, the special back and forth exchange we saw between the two in the first half where they rattled off about 7 points back to back to back. What has that been like to watch those sisters here tonight already?
Well, if you're Matt Havlis, you have to love it because all these steals coming from Bryn and Ava, it's going to be close because if you're Atwood, you have to protect the ball to win this game, but if you are Quinter, you're going to have those steals.
Yep, that is correct, and we got just enough time to ask Cale what second half adjustments need to be made for both squads, Quinter and Rawlins County.
I think that Quinter needs to switch to more of a zone type of press, and with that, the man press has been working, but it is leaving somebody open down the court, so it kind of looks like a very long pass type of game. If you're Atwood, stay out of the foul column. You've already got a couple of players already in foul trouble, so just stay out of there, and I think that this will be a very close game.
Well, there you have it. That's Cale Hargett, the third member of our crew, and already we're starting off where we left off in that first half as Kennedy Worth comes down the court and in one possession drills a 3 to put her in double figures. She's now got 10 points. But your halftime brought to you by Cale Hargett. Does a great job scouting the other gyms for David and I. He's always up to date on the best players to watch for, and also has some great tips for the coach. He's going to make a great coach one day if he decides to go down that road, as well as an announcer. Kid's got a great voice and a great love for the game. Not only basketball, but a great baseball player too on the side as well.
We love getting the chance to listen to Cale, like watching him do what he does when he works with us as well. It's a lot of fun. Pretty bright future ahead for Cale.
Fouls were an issue in the first half, and it already 39 seconds into this one, and we've got one in the second half. As Sadie Ceramic, she spent some time on the bench, did some time on that slammer, in the basketball slammer over there next to coach, but she's ready for the second half. Goes 1 of 2 at the line. She's now got 10 points for the Buffaloes, but the Bulldogs already out to a great start in this second half is Ava Gillespie. She's got 4 already in the quarter. She's now got 15 in the contest. Three-pointer to respond is off the mark, no good, but the Buffaloes with a second chance opportunity, and they outnumber the Bulldogs, but instead a travel is called on the right block. We had a great pass from Dewey down low to Michaela Rippey, but instead Michaela Rippey wide open and gets called for a travel.
Yeah, the picture-perfect start for the Bulldogs here to the second half. As they get another easy one, it's been Kennedy Worth and Ava Gillespie since they came out.
Those two combining for 6 points to start already.
Yeah, making good stands defensively in the half court and in transition we've seen a few times as well. Knocking down the shots in the half court on offense and running good transition offense as well. Like I said, could not have been a better start to the half for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, bucket there to answer and to kind of slow down this run that the Bulldogs are on by Reese Smith. She's got 4 points. Kennedy Worth gets in the lane at the other end, but batted away by Smith. Good defense, nice clean block there by the Buffaloes.
And it's really impressive to see Kennedy Worth improve and use the utilization of her shot in that sense, because she shot the three a few times in a row now. She used the shot fake there and drove to the basket instead.
Beautifully designed play, a couple screens to get Ava Gillespie open in the corner, but an air ball will result to an easy run out for the Buffaloes. And things going from bad to worse as the Bulldogs, with a crucial turnover there, will get us our first substitutions here of the second half, as Bryn Gillespie, the spark plug in the first, will check in for the first time, as well as Sage Betts. Ava Gillespie to the bucket, and she finds a way to find the bottom of the net through the contact of Riley Unruh, the defender, and in. She splashes it home, and Gillespie's now got 17. David, you got to think she's well on her way to her season average of 26, or her game average of 26.
Yeah, 11 in the first half and 6 already in the first 2.5 minutes here of this second half. She's found her groove, and she's found a way to find the basket and find an easy opportunity to see the basket as well in her shots.
Jump ball as Michik and Betts were both going for that one along the baseline. We'll put it back into the hands of the Buffaloes. Two and a half minutes gone, 2 fouls on the Bulldogs, none on the Buffaloes. And right there, the best source of scoring for the Buffaloes in the first half is back. Now has got 12. So that's Sadie Sramick. On the rebound exchange, we'll have a foul on, I believe, the Bulldogs yet again. This time it's going to be Ava Gillespie, and that is her 3rd personal foul. So the Buffaloes, they want to try and bury Ava underneath the paint, get her in the paint, and look for some contact. If you're Ava, maybe switch on some screens, find yourself guarding some guards. Maybe stay away from the loose balls.
Yeah, that's tough that she's got 3 now, because Kennedy Worth also has 3. So 2 of the starting 5 starting to see a little bit of foul trouble, both of them with 3, and both really good defenders as well. So it's going to be tough to see if they both go down with foul trouble, how this defense will stand up.
A half-court assist, beautiful assist from the hands of Kennedy Worth, who follows it up with some great defense right there. And yet another foul. We were just talking about it, David, and maybe we were talking a little bit too loud as Ava Gillespie picks up her 4th foul, be the 4th team foul of the second half. Just like that, Gillespie will have to head to the bench.
And we also just talked about her hitting her her average points per game, and it's going to be a little bit tougher now as we've got still 12 minutes of basketball time left on this, and she's only got 1 more foul to give.
And that'll be a tough loss for Coach Havlis and his team. He does the wise thing, puts her on the bench for a little bit. He's going to let her catch her breath. Sadie Sramick now working. She's trying to get past Zelensky, but can't. Zelensky swipes it out of bounds. Ball will stay with the Buffaloes as they go to a little bit of a box formation as well, just from the sideline. Riley Unruh now into the corner. That 3-pointer on the way off the backboard, no good. And another foul. Fouls becoming an issue, and so far just the Gillespie sisters that have been targeted in the second half, and now that makes 3 for Bryn.
Yeah, in a contest that's as closely contested as this one, 5 points here. You see right there the 5-second called on the inbound, but just a 5-point game here could get interesting for Coach Havlis's crew with 3 people now in foul trouble, one of them being your number 1 player with 4 fouls.
Kennedy Worth, she's going to have to take matters into her own hands, and she does. A 6-foot runner is good. Kennedy Worth now finds herself with 14 points, and she's going to have to lead the way until Ava Gillespie gets back on the court. A little give and go from the Buffaloes. That one's good, and you could argue that there was a foul there on Kashlyn Kwasniewska, but it serves to be no problem as Riley Unruh cashes in anyway. She's got 4. Back on the other end, and a jump ball. Sadie Ceramics steps in with great defense and just absolutely pancakes that ball in between herself and Kennedy Worth's fingertips.
Yeah, absolutely textbook defense right there. She went straight up with her hands, and as soon as the ball started to come out, she just trapped it right on top of the hands of the shooter. Led to that held ball, and with the possession arrow in their favor, they can make it a 1-possession game here with a good trip offensively.
Abby Michek now checks in for the Buffaloes, and they need some offense. They go to Michek. Off the glass on the right side, and Michek has now got 9, the second leading scorer for the Buffaloes. And we've got ourselves a 3-point game. Betts from the block. That one no good. Good defense by the Buffaloes.
It was a good look down low that time for Sage Betts, but just couldn't quite get it to go. And then Rawlins County a little bit too quick offensively on the way down. See if they don't settle down here, try to slow it down, change the pace a little bit, and see if they can't catch Quinter off guard.
David, we talk about this Rawlins County team. They had all these same pieces just about last year, with the exception of Tayton Dewey and Reese Smith. And David, it was a team last year that without those 2 freshmen, they went 8-12. And not a season that they wanted for Coach Hornick and his squad. The expectation was much better than that, but they have all these pieces back with the help of a couple more, and they look like, despite whatever happens for the rest of the evening, that they're going to have a tremendous season.
Yeah, tremendous season indeed, because they've put together a really solid all-around game already against Quinter right now. And considering that you have 2 freshmen who typically are around the ages of 14 and 15 years old on the starting 5 with players that are 17 and 18 years old, it's really big for this team. And the more experience that they get under their belts after only having 2 games prior to this point, it's kind of exciting for this Buffaloes team.
Yeah, this year, I mean, there's no excuses. They've got everything from top to bottom. They got the youth, they've got the experience, they got the speed, the size, and we can't forget about the jerseys. How about those unis? I mean, Nike, red, black, best colorway there is. I mean, they've got it all, and the Buffaloes, they know it. They play fast, and they play hard, and they play with some swagger.
Yeah, it's something Ray Lewis used to say all the time, that if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you play good. And you've got to believe that that's a mindset that Rawlins County has with those uniforms.
After the exchange, we have a little bit of a timeout. This one's going to be taken by the Rawlins County Buffaloes, trailing by 5. Quinter on top, 52-47. We'll be back with more of this NASCAR-paced third quarter.
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
52-47 your score. And David, a crazy game that we've had up until this point. But honestly, for these two teams, it's not uncommon. We talk about the game that they had last year, and these two teams being able to both go above 60 points, and we seem like we're on our way to a similar type game.
Yeah, similar indeed. And I mentioned at the beginning of the game that defense was going to be key. And I didn't say that it was going to be required the entire game. It's just been a few stops here and there that Quinter's made that Rawlins County hasn't. And here we are in a two-possession game in Quinter's favor.
Yeah, to heck with that defense, David. What are you talking about? Turnover right there. Good defense by Quinter. But they're going to say Cashlyn Kwasniewska stepped on the out-of-bounds line, on the baseline. And that'll put it back into the hands of the Buffaloes with 1:57 left to play here in this third quarter. Inbound is tipped by Cashlyn, but still finds its way into the hands of Dewey. She's now got it on the left block. Turnaround jumper, no good. And we'll have a jump ball. We missed it during the last timeout, so we'll hit on them now. A few of our sponsors for tonight's ball game. We have Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Blue Stem Medical, Blackwood Family Dentistry, Kaiser Angus, Solinsky Land and Cattle Co., Smoky Hill Ag, and Equity Bank. We mean more, proud sponsors of all things Bulldogs. Before the possession started, we had a substitution for the Bulldogs, and that was Sage Betts who checked in. She sent Cashlyn Kwasniewska to the line. And now with that foul, the Buffaloes have 2 fouls here in the second half. That one came from Michaela Rippey. It'll send Kelsey Solinsky to the line to shoot some free throws. In an area that the Bulldogs have struggled, David, all night, 3 of 9 now after that last one.
It's kind of been a tale over the last 2 games. Didn't quite need the free throws in the last 2 games, but as we come down the stretch here in a ball game contested like this one, and even possibly if you look forward to tomorrow, whether it's the third place game or the championship game, free throws could be the only thing that is the difference in this game and tomorrow's game.
That it definitely can be. You got to capitalize on those ones. I mean, you're talking 15 feet away from the basket, nobody in your face, but yet you got a gym full of fans that are ready to let you have it if you miss. Three-pointer, left wing, on the way. That one's money. Assisted by Kennedy Worth, cashed in by Kelsey Solinsky. And now that being the biggest shot in tonight's ball game up until this point, Kelsey Solinsky now finds herself, with 5 points, but a huge 3 on that last shot.
Yeah, that was a terrific dribble drive right there, and to find her wide open on the wing like that and to have Solinsky shot ready to step into that ball and knock down the open 3 is exactly what you want if you're Coach Havels.
Well, now, and for Coach Havels, a state champion a few years back is now faced with some more adversity as Bryn Gillespie will head to the bench with 4 fouls to join her sister. But Kennedy Worth, she steps up. Big spot for Worth. She knocks it down in the middle of the paint. 18 points for the sophomore. Under a minute to go, and this place is continuing to get louder and louder.
Yeah, getting louder and louder, and then right there you saw Kennedy Worth. She's doing it all right now. She saw Ava Gillespie and Bryn Gillespie both go to the bench, and something clicked in her head that said, I need to get something done, and she's done that on both of the last 2 possessions.
And that one, with it building up and the anticipation leading up to that shot, if it were to go, it would make it a 12-point lead and maybe blow the roof off this place, David. And we're talking, if we look forward to tomorrow, a matchup between possibly the Quinter Bulldogs and the Wheatland Grinnell Thunderhawks, 2 teams that are separated by 10 miles, this gym would be fully packed.
Yeah, fully packed. And the atmosphere we have tonight with this matchup with Atwood Rawlins County is pretty exciting. So like you said, with a team that's only 10 miles away from here, it's going to be super exciting if that's the matchup we get for a championship game tomorrow.
The Thunderhawks brought a great crowd earlier on, ultimately helping them to a semifinal win over the Dighton Hornets, and they will play tomorrow night in the championship at 5 against the winner of this game right here. 10.9 left to go. Kashlyn Kwasniewska knows it. She tries one from the right wing, no good, and the Buffaloes will have the last shot of the third. Down from the block. That one's blocked away by Worth as time expires. Great defense right there by Kennedy Worth. And that's going to send it to the fourth quarter with the Bulldogs up by 10 over the Buffaloes 57-47. Grab a drink, grab some popcorn, folks, because we have the last 8 minutes coming right up.
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog athletics.
57-47 your score now here as we are just about 20 seconds away from the best part of the night, the fourth quarter, the final countdown. But before we get to that, we were just informed by our trusty our trusty third man over here, Cale Hargett, our scouting guy. He just told us that it'll be a matchup for the fifth place game tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. between Pawnee Heights and Western Plains here on the girls' side of the bracket.
Getting down to the nitty-gritty of this tournament, we're just going to keep seeing better basketball games as we get there, too.
That we will. Fourth quarter begins, and we'll start with some sponsors. We'd like to thank Man Farms, GG&T Cattle Company, Gove Community Bible Church, the Family Market, Kansas Land Bank, Gove County Medical Center, and the Quinter Pit Stop. We'll have a foul here, but we please ask you fans at home watching to subscribe to the Quinter Schools YouTube channel while you are watching the game tonight. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can broadcast directly through YouTube and avoid using third-party software to do so. Riley Unruh at a much-needed time. This Buffalo squad, when they played each other in their last meeting, they found themselves shooting 21 free throws in that high-scoring affair. Did a great job of cashing in on 13 of those as Riley Unruh. She goes 2 of 2 at a big time to start the fourth quarter. Unruh now has 6 points. Another senior on the court that needs to lead her team back into this thing.
Yeah, you just talked about the free throw numbers for Rawlins County last time they played, and if they get those kind of free throw numbers again in this contest, the way that Quinter's been shooting so far this season at the charity stripe, my money could go on Rawlins County if it gets down to the nitty-gritty and to the free throw line.
Well, Paige Bell right there has found herself helping the team out in all other aspects besides scoring tonight, but at a huge time with the Gillespie sisters in foul trouble. She steps up and gets her first bucket of the night. 59-49, still a 10-point lead for the Bulldogs, but we've got a shooting foul. With that foul, I mean, we talk about David, the officiating crew. They've been challenged tonight. A lot of fouls that they've been forced to call. Some tough situations, and we saw a jump ball occurrence happen earlier after ball was batted out of bounds. But we got to tip our caps to the officiating crew. And David, the state of Kansas is in desperate need of basketball officials right now. And if you fans at home are interested or know anyone that's interested in finding out how you can be a part of the action, please call the high school to get some more information.
Yeah, definitely a profession that needs the numbers and needs as many as they can, because it's such a hard job to do. And like you said, not only were they challenged with the two terrific teams tonight, but they were challenged with the conditioning as well, because these two teams have ran a lot tonight.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I'd like, if one of those officials has, some fitness band or a step counter to see how many steps they've gotten in tonight. I would be curious to see that number. Kashlyn Kwasniewska with a big bucket on the other end before this defensive possession for the Bulldogs, making it 61-50. And the score keeps racking up. We have some more subs. Coach Havel's doing a great job of getting just about all of his players in the mix tonight, and credit to them, they've all stepped up. 61-50. This one's tipped And out of bounds, great defense there by Kashlyn Kwasniewska as the Buffaloes wanted to go to their sure-handed freshman in Tatum Dewey. Sideline out of bounds, batted away this time by Ava Gillespie, and that defense is just swarming. And you think at this point of the game, with 6:30 left to play and how much running they've been doing, that they would be kind of gassed on defense, but instead Coach Matt Havlis and of course assistant coach Scott Christ has these girls in great condition for tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and it's really impressive to me to see that both of the Gillespie sisters are on the floor right now, both with 4 fouls. Both playing pretty solid defense as close as they can to their on-ball assignment.
Buffaloes get it back now after the Bulldogs turnover. They wanted to go down low to Kwasniewska, but couldn't. And on the other end, they will pay for it as Michaela Rippey ripping apart the defense. She's got 6. And Quinter is crumbling a little bit as we speak. They're still up by 6. They got numbers. Worth up ahead to Gillespie. That one's good. Bryn Gillespie getting herself involved in the action again. She did a great job in the first half. She picks back up the slack now in the fourth. She's got 13. Her sister's got 17. And Kennedy Worth leads all scorers with 18.
The 3 of them alone putting 48 of the 63 points on the board right now is so impressive and really telling to the fact of how this ball game has been for the Bulldogs.
Trying to add 2 more as Bryn rushes it just a little bit. She fumbled the catch initially from the pass from Kennedy Worth. We have a little bit of a discussion between the 2 officials here on the baseline, and Coach Matt Havlis, he could be a salesman. He's trying to work these officials as best as he can to try and get that possession, and he does so. He'll get the ball on the baseline. He'll take it from about the O on Bulldog. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Your score 63-55, and we'll be back with the last 5:04 left to play.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Back here at Quinter High School, 63-55, and what has been a semifinal game that has given us all we can ask for, plus a little bit more. Quite the early Christmas gift that we've been blessed with tonight, David.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit before the game, but the last time these 2 teams played each other last year, it was a super high-scoring affair, and touched on a little bit pregame as well as how we needed 2 of these, or whichever defense, to show up to win this game. And Quinter made a few crucial stops in the third quarter and got on a roll offensively, and that's been the only difference so far in this one. So Rawlins County looking to do their own thing here in the fourth, try to get back into it.
They'll go a little bit of a matchup zone here on the out-of-bounds under. 3-pointer on the way. Kashlyn cashes it in from the top of the key. Make it 66-55. Kashlyn Kwasniewska has now got 7 after that big 3-pointer.
You could almost tell out of her hand on that shot that it was going down.
Kennedy Worth denies the Buffalo offense, and things are getting a little bit intense in that paint. We will have a jump ball, and it'll be back into the hands of the Quinter Bulldogs after a great offensive play call right there from Coach Matt Havlis, drawing something up for one of his best shooters on the court.
Yeah, terrific play call offensively. She got the 3, and it looked, like I said, extremely good coming out of her hand. Got them back up to 11-point lead, and then they came back down defensively and played their ball game, locked it down, and got the ball back.
Up 11. Seems like they're in the driver's seat now, and ball batted off the face of Bryn Gillespie, but man, she wears it and shakes it off like a champ. I don't know if you can have that much toughness I don't know if there's a freshman in the entire country that is as tough as Bryn Gillespie is right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say immediately, is that as a freshman, being able to take that and really just look it off and tell her team that she's fine and that act like it never happened is really impressive.
And a big answer right there. 3-point bucket good by Reese Smith, and she is now the second Buffalo to enter double figures, along with Sadie Sramick. Sramick's got 12, Smith with 11, and Michek with 9. Becomes a single-digit ball game as the Buffaloes find themselves down by 8, but turnovers tend to be a crucial part in this one. Coach Matt Havlas will take a timeout, but it'll be a 30-second timeout. The officials instruct that he will have the ball right here on the sideline in front of his bench. He'll draw something up here, and like he did on that last timeout, he was able to draw something up from the baseline, now this time the sideline. But you got to think, David, in this situation, being in the driver's seat up 8, you got to tell your team, use as much of the clock that you can on each possession unless it is just too open to pass up.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a change of pace compared to the rest of this game, so it's really tough to tell your team to slow it down when they've been running so much and it's been so successful to this point. So really just getting it in their head that they need to slow down, play the ball, play the clock a little bit, and then when I played high school basketball, we did a little called 7-game offense where you get 7 good passes before you even look at the hoop, unless you get a terrific pass like that one.
Yeah, Coach Matt Havlas just drew up a little bit of what they call the 1 game, little sideline pass down low to Kennedy Worth that was wide open. Swatted away by the Buffalo defense. That swat was Tatum Dewey. She sent it right out of the hands of the Quinter offense. But the Bulldogs will have it yet again from the baseline. But yeah, like you said, David, it's a little bit different. It's been so fast-paced, but in this point of the ball game, you want to slow things down if you're the Bulldogs. If you're Coach Matt Havlas, you want to play the role of Santa Claus and hold the reins up on your reindeer a little bit right now. But instead, they go. Right there, Kelsey Solinsky from the left block, beautifully assisted by Ava Gillespie, and Solinsky adds a little bit more on to this Quinter lead. Just as I say that, it's Tatum Dewey that cuts right back into it. Back and forth we go. 8-point game now. Gillespie wants to change that. We'll make it a 10-point game. With that bucket, Gillespie's got 19 as she creeps and crawls closer to her 26-point average. Defense is going to win this ball game. They need a stop. Off the mark by Riley Unruh. Batted out of Kennedy Worth's hands, and that one right into the hands of the sharpshooting Reese Smith, who's had a tremendous second half. Only 4 points at halftime. She has now got 13.
Nice job by the freshman to come out in the second half, get those nerves out of her system, see the basket well, see the floor well, and get some points on the board for her team because she's the team's leading scorer so far this season.
Coach Hornick wants a foul, but instead his defense does a great job. They poke it away from Gillespie. Dewey, right block, Unruh with an answer. 70-64, a 6-point ball game. 2 minutes left. Crossover, do it herself. Kennedy Worth into the lane, no shot. We'll have a block called on the floor. And it seems like every possession these two teams aren't missing. The offense continues to roll, and we'll have a substitution now. Michaela Rippey will check in, and she will replace number 15, Mariah Nichols. Nichols doing a great job defensively for Coach Hornick and his Buffaloes. They get it into Bryn Gillespie, and they need to reset the offense and eat some clock. Bryn over to Ava, batted around, good defense by Sramick. No rush, but instead Gillespie turns it over. Transition bucket on the way, that one good. Back-to-back layups by Unruh. Unruh's got 10. The Hail Mary from Worth to Gillespie to the block, that one's good. 15 points now for Bryn. 6-point game, a minute and a half and counting. The Buffaloes got to go. This has got to be the defensive stop that the Quinter Bulldogs need. a jump ball is awarded, and the ball will stay with the Buffaloes.
You see it right there. It looks like Kashlyn Kwasniewska knows what's coming. She told her whole team, cross screens are coming, and they just came right there on the open 3 shot for Dewey.
And that might be the possession and the stop that they needed. And not so much a stop, it was just 2 missed opportunities for the Buffaloes. First, out of the hands of Tate and Dewey, 2 freshmen on the most crucial possession. Tate and Dewey misses the 3. Offensive rebound to Reese Smith. She misses it, but they catch a break as Ava Gillespie hits the back of the backboard on the inbounds, and they'll flip it right back to Buffalo's ball. 72-66 from the baseline. The Buffaloes will have it. We'll see what comes on this one, on this inbounds, David. Student section on their feet as they have been the whole time, and a few parents will join them as we get down to the last minute of action. Get a foul on Kashlyn Kwasniewska, who's been one of the leaders in this 4th quarter and second half. Coach Havels is going to leave her out there. They need her in this last 60 seconds. Free throw's good by Smith. She's got 14, and Buffaloes have been able to cash in on their free throws. The Bulldogs only shooting 30% tonight from the line, and that's one of the reasons it's this close of a ball game. Pair that with some very talented offense, and as well some tremendous coaching. Timeout Coach Hornick as his Buffaloes are down 4. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. And time is getting down to the end. We'll thank our sponsors one last time tonight's ball game. It's Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Blue Stem Medical, Kaiser Angus, Smoky Hill Ag, Equity Bank, the Quinter Pit Stop, Gove County Medical Center, Kansas Land Bank, Family Market, Gove Community Bible Church, GG&T Cattle Company, and Man Farms. Man Farms helping feed the Quinter Bulldogs all and the world.
Interested to see here, Jackson, what the defense is going to do for the Bulldogs, because 3 of the 5 girls on the floor right now for the Bulldogs have 4 fouls, and being both of the Gillespie sisters as well as Kashlyn Kwasniewska.
Turnover there by the Bulldogs, and the Buffalo fans were ready to erupt as we thought we were going to hear a whistle and a foul called on Kelsey Solinsky, but instead it'll stay with the Buffaloes. 54 seconds in counting, and an inbound is on the way. We'll get a foul this time on Kashlyn Kwasniewska, and the junior will have to leave tonight's ball game. She'll leave with 7 points and a great effort defensively as well for Coach Matt Havels. She'll get a standing O from the Bulldog faithful across the way, and you know she wants to be on the court.
Yeah, despite though, still a terrific effort tonight by Kwasniewska defensively and offensively here in the second half. She's been quite the presence.
That she has is Reese Smith on the other side has been one of the leaders for this Buffalo team. She's now the leading scorer with 14, misses the front side of this 2-shot free throw, but cashes in on that next one. We'll have a violation on the inbounds as Bryn Gillespie was over the line, giving it back to the Buffaloes. A little bit of adversity, but Kelsey Solinsky is there to calm her girls down. Just a sophomore, showing some leadership and saying, guys, it's all right. 52 seconds and it's ours. We just need good defense. And right there you get some. Paige Bell down the court to Kennedy Worth. Another pass to Gillespie, but it's going to be a travel. Gillespie took a couple of steps before putting it on the deck as she was right underneath the basket. And David, we continue a bunch of turnovers, but just so overall tremendous excitement flowing through this gym. Nearing 30 seconds, the Buffaloes down by 3. Unruh gets it under the basket, and that's going to be a foul on Sage Betts. She gets tangled up into the arms of Riley Unruh, the very talented senior Buffalo for Rawlins County, and she'll go to the line. She's got 10 points, and she's been the best free throw shooter for the Buffaloes tonight. Knocks that one home, and she's got 11 points. That last foul recorded on Sage Betts doesn't come out to be quite a bit of a factor in terms of foul trouble, as that was just her third. But after this free throw, the Bulldogs will need to take care of the basketball. Free throws are a huge part down the stretch. Both coaches know it, and Coach Matt Havels and his squad will have the ball. 72-71, up by 1. We'll be back with the last minute of action.
Refreshing sips. Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
David, from start to finish, this game has been as close as any other ball game that we've seen all year at every level. And these two teams, the Quinter High School Bulldogs and the Rawlins County Buffaloes, are down to the very end. David, this game has been close in just about every aspect of the game, but right now the foul situation is one that needs to be addressed.
Quite a few fouls so far from the Bulldogs that they've given here in the second half, and it's been tremendous to watch the Buffaloes really capitalize, because we talked about how they shot 21 free throws in the last contest between the two teams. Might be nearing that number here soon on tonight's contest, but they've been knocking down a majority of their free throws, and that's what's kept them within a possession here this ball game.
That it has. As a scary thing is Kennedy Worth will head to the line. Her number's called right here. She will shoot the 1-and-1. The next Quinter foul is the double bonus for the Buffaloes. 72-71, free throws huge here. Kennedy Worth trying to make an impact. Great shot right there by Worth. And before that, only 30% at the line the Bulldogs were shooting. 2-point ball game. Can Worth make it 3? She can. Huge right there. 28.4. The Buffaloes need a score, and they need it fast. Everybody on that Quinter side to their feet, and the biggest possession defensively for the Bulldogs is up. Sage Betts gets it started off on the right foot as she knocks it out of bounds with 17.7 left to go. Reese Smith to inbound from the corner, a tricky spot. They go down low to Unruh, who's done a great job in this second half, not only from the field but at the free throw line. And maybe not the worst foul in the world, as that's going to send Unruh to the line, trailing by 3, but she'll only shoot 2. The biggest thing on this now, box out. No fouls, and don't give up any offensive rebounds. First one is good from Unruh, and she's got 13. 1 point behind Reese Smith, who leads the way for the Buffaloes with 14. Big one on the way from Unruh. The Bulldogs get the rebound, the biggest rebound of the night, but the Buffalo's not going away. Good tip out of bounds and good defense right there. That was Sadie Ceramic and Tayton Dewey, and we will have probably our last timeout. This one taken by Coach Matt Havels. Ball will be on the sideline in the corner. Not an easy place at all, but Coach Havels, with just about every situation that's thrown his way, he will have something to put on that whiteboard for his girls. With 7.9 left to go, we're going to keep it here. And preview to the boys' game taking place right after this one, 15 minutes after the conclusion of this one. We'll have Cale Hargett of course, on in our post game to help us talk about this game and the next, as well as we'll have our post-game interview with Coach Matt Havlas. You see the boys right there getting ready for their matchup. And David, there's going to be another good game in this gym after this one.
Yeah, it definitely should be a good one. The Quinter boys did a lot of the same things the Quinter girls did on Tuesday night. Had a stellar defensive showing, did a lot defensively, which led to a lot of easy offense as well. Got a little bit of a tougher contest tonight, though, with Pawnee Heights, a team that established themselves on Tuesday as well. So excited for the one concluding this matchup.
Of course, before we get to that one, we got to finish this one. 7.9, and Quinter's got to keep it in their possession. No turnovers here. They go deep to Worth. Good drop there. Kennedy Worth puts the game on ice. A layup as time expires, and that's going to do it. We told you so. Coach Matt Havlas had something drawn up on the whiteboard. They go for the old one-pass play. David Jenright, he's used to 7 passes and an open basket. That time, the Quinter Bulldogs only needed 1. The sideline from nearly 3/4 court from Ava Gillespie to Kennedy Worth. The touchdown over the top to put the Bulldogs in the 38th annual Castle Rock Classic Championship tomorrow night with the Wheatland-Grinnell Thunderhawks. And what a finish we just had, 76-72, David.
What a finish indeed, and it almost feels like we can breathe a little bit now. We've got a little bit slower pace now that we can talk about and really assess what we just watched, but what a terrific semifinal matchup. You and I talked about it a little bit on the way here and how we didn't enjoy watching a championship game in the semifinals, and that had a championship game feel right there.
That it did, and we talk about these games. These tournaments are so great, not only to get teams started off on the right foot early on in their season, but as well help them to get used to the tournament-type atmosphere that gets presented later on when you talk about regional, sub-state, and then getting, of course, to that state tournament. Of course, the goal for both of these two teams. And with the game that we saw tonight and the talent that was on full display from top to bottom on both these rosters, you definitely feel like both of these teams can make a run for it this year.
Yeah, both teams can definitely make a run, and it seems to me that the only improvements that can be made by both teams is the free throw shooting. And we're still only 3 games into this season right now, so free throw shooting will come as we progress later in the season. And with that being said, and you talking about the tournament feel that we're going to have when we come to sub-state and regionals and those types of tournaments, I think both of these teams could end up being pretty dangerous as we further ourselves along this basketball season.
Yeah, that's for sure, David. And we talk about that game going final 76-72 in Rawlins County. The Buffaloes will have their first loss of the season. They will find themselves in the 3rd place game with a very talented Dighton team that put up a good fight against the Wheatland-Grinnell Thunderhawks earlier on this evening. That game will be at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And, of course, the main card, the heavyweight matchup, will take place. Wheatland-Grinnell, the Thunderhawks from just 10 miles down the road, and the hometown Quinter High School Bulldogs. That championship tomorrow night at 5 o'clock. You do not want to miss it. That was David Jenright and I myself, Jackson Webb, on the call in tonight's matchup. And we thank the camera crew and our directors here at Quinter High School and all the work that they do, and as well as our sponsors. And we thank you fans at home for listening. We're going to take a quick break and have Cale Hargett as well as Coach Matt Havlas join us for our post-game report, and also we'll get ready for this boys game. That was the Quinter High School Bulldogs taking it over the Buffaloes 76-72. We'll be back with our post-game presentation.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove County Medical Center would like to welcome podiatrist Dr. Robert Hens, who is now accepting new patients. This means you can receive high specialized care for many foot conditions such as sports injuries, foot and ankle pain, bunions, and many more. With Dr. Hens and on-staff providers, GCMC hopes to serve as a premier facility for podiatry. By extending this care in Quinter, you will not need to travel for your podiatry needs. Gove County Medical Center, dedicated to healing through caring. We are GCMC.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Back here at the Castle Rock Classic, and I'm joined with head coach Matt Havlis, coming off the highlight of the tournament so far, and probably will be for quite some time. His Bulldogs taking down the Rawlins County Buffaloes 76-72, and one of the craziest games that you'll see, especially at this level. And I've got Coach on the mic now. How does it feel with being done with that one? It's got to be a kind of a relief, and your heart's probably settling down by now.
Yeah, what a game, what a game. Rawlins County's a great team, well coached, and they come ready to play. Started off in that 1-3-1 full court trap and give us a little fits, and just what a game by both teams. That's one of those games that no one should lose. It was just a great game. We had Kennedy Worth stepped up big time. Ava Gillespie, another great game. It was just a fun game.
That it was, and we talk about those players that not only your leaders, but also some players on your bench playing a huge factor in tonight's game. And we talk, of course, atop of that list, a freshman, Bryn Gillespie, steps in, and just like the other night, a tremendous hustle that we saw, but tonight it really opened our eyes. She seemed like she was the most gritty and toughest freshman in all of the country tonight with her play. She finished with 15 points, great defense, and she just brought the intensity tonight. Talk about her performance and how big that was.
Bryn played a great game. It was tough to get. We couldn't get her off the court. She played well. She's a great scorer. She's playing out of position. She's playing post. She's really a guard. Good three-point shooter. She has a good step-through move underneath. But Bryn is tough. She leaves it all on the court. She makes freshman mistakes, man. I wanted to choke her at the end of the game there a few times, but I love her. She played well. Man, just the sky's the limit for her. She's going to be a great player for us.
Not only her, but her sister too, averaging 26 through 2 games, and then tonight, Ava Gillespie found herself with 19 points. Kind of a tough situation that you were put in as a coach. Her as a player with some foul trouble here and there throughout the game. How did you go about handling that, and how did you feel about her performance being the senior leader tonight?
Ava had another great game. She anticipates so well and gets her hands on the ball. The refs were calling it a little closer tonight. Gotten some foul trouble, but I don't know how many steals she had that led to layups that kept us in the game. Rawlins County got a great start on us, and Ava, single-handedly brought us back. And then we kind of spread it around. Everyone got their composure. We have 3 sophomores and a freshman and a senior on the court a lot of the time, and we're really young. But we are fast, and we don't give up, and they hate to lose. They do not want to lose.
That is great, and we see that on full display. You talk about a new style this year, a run and gun type offense, 76 points on the board tonight, and it was just a tremendous showing. But so much of basketball is a game of runs and a game of adjustments, and one push that we saw your team make that proved to be a big factor in winning the ball game was after the halftime break. Your girls came out and just like that flipped the script and flipped the tide and the momentum of this ball game right after the halftime break. What was that halftime message to your team?
Yeah, I will tell you my message. Sometimes we don't focus. In the first half, I bet we missed 10 layups at the rim. It was a high-scoring first half, but we should have been up. I don't know, double digits. But so in practice when they don't focus, and I'll make them run a drill. I said, every drop, every bad pass, every missed layup's a line. So at halftime I said, if that's what it's going to take to make you focus, every missed layup from here on in's a line.
So the Bulldogs this year, they're not scared of much, only lines. So
they just don't like to run.
Just don't like to run. So we got one or two more things. We knew something was coming. You're a genius on the whiteboard when it comes down to drawing plays. We saw it from the baseline. You took a timeout, had one drawn up to Cash Lynn. She knocks it home. But the biggest one came with 7.9 seconds left to put the game on ice. Ava Gillespie, the touchdown over the top to Kennedy Worth. What was that like, drawing it up on the whiteboard and putting the faith and trust in Kennedy Worth's hands to seal the deal?
I had Ava. I had my senior throw the ball in, and we wanted to throw it deep. We set it up to throw it deep, and we wanted the ball on that side of the court if it didn't work. But when Kennedy ran down the line and turned the corner, when her man followed her, I knew it was going to be open. And I told Ava to key off that, and she made a great pass, and it put the game away. I don't know if they would have fouled us, if we could have made a free throw, and they would have probably hit a 3 at the buzzer, we'd still be playing in double overtime right now. But I'm glad that layup worked. I'm glad it worked.
It was a great call and greatly executed by your players. Coach, for the first time since 2018, you have a chance to play for the championship. You got a date with the Thunderhawks tomorrow night, and the first time you possibly could win it since the year 1998. So a lot riding on tomorrow's game. What are you doing, or what are you looking forward to the most in that matchup?
It's going to be, the crowd is going to be crazy tomorrow night. It's a Gove County matchup, kind of a rival game. The crowd's going to be in it. It's going to be a fun game. They got a new coach. They're well coached. They run up and down the court. They shoot threes. We're going to enjoy this one tonight, and I'm going to sleep on it. We're having a shoot around at 9 in the morning, and we're going to try to get a game plan. But we're excited to be where we are.
Well, as are we. We can't wait for it. A battle between two teams with only 10 miles of separation between the two. You folks at home, I know if you're watching tonight online, get here tomorrow so you can watch it in person. That was Coach Matt Havlas as his Bulldogs take down the Rawlins County Buffaloes 76-72 and earn a trip to the 38th annual Castle Rock Classic Championship. We'll take one more break and be back with Cale Hargett for a little bit more post-game before we have this boys tip-off. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in a minute.
Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Hello, I'm Levi Gibbs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response.
More attention.
More expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
And we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams, and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Back here one final time before we have the boys showdown between Quinter and Pawnee Heights. And one of my favorite times of the night. After a Quinter Bulldog victory, I get to visit with the man himself, Cale Hargett. Cale, a lot happened tonight in that ball game in the first matchup. The girls, a great game, 76-72. What all did you see? What were some of your favorite parts of that matchup, and what to you was the deciding factor in that high-scoring affair?
My favorite part was definitely that defense. It was on target for both teams, as we saw a full court press from both teams throughout the game. They backed off and they put it back on. It was a close game throughout, and really that deciding factor, it could have been anyone's game, but in the last couple of seconds, Kennedy Worth making a free throw off of a inbound style play at kind of 3/4 court away from their goal. So it was a huge play to put the game away, and that ended up being your final score, 76-72. So with that, it could have been a turnover, and we could be in overtime right now if that wasn't made.
That is the truth right there. Cale, you did a great job of dissecting the game and analyzing it. And we got a big one, and maybe even a bigger one tomorrow, the championship of the Castle Rock Classic. The girls haven't won the tournament since 1998. It's been a long time, a long drought for Coach Matt Havlis. He made it back in 2018, but they lost by 3 to Hoxie, 52-49. But they'll have a shot at it tomorrow. A date with the Thunderhawks of Wheatland Grinnell. What has to happen tomorrow for the Bulldogs to walk away here with the trophy?
They've got to play exactly how they played tonight. Good defense and even better offense. That Wheatland Grinnell team has a very good offense. It's very lengthy, tall, so they're going to have to be quick around them, be able to shoot from the perimeter, and just be able to play good defense on them too.
All right, you heard it there. That's the key for tomorrow's game. Good defense and even better offense. The Bulldogs tonight were led, of course, by Bryn Gillespie, Ava Gillespie, and Kennedy Worth. Kennedy finishing with 20 points, Ava with 19, and Bryn with 15. We will take our final break and cut things off, and then we'll have the boys' game in just a few minutes. The Quinter High School Bulldogs and the Pawnee Heights team taking place here in just a couple minutes. We'll be back after this.
Blueston Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog Athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Welcome back, basketball fans, back here at Quinter High School for the Castle Rock Classic tonight. We've got the bottom half of the semifinal on the boys' half of the bracket. We've got Quinter High and Pawnee Heights taking each other on after they got their first round win on Tuesday. Pawnee Heights got a win over Dighton in overtime, and Quinter took care of business against Western Plains Healy, winning that one 57-12. I'm David Jenwright with Jackson Webb at my side, and our special analyst, Cale Hargett, will join us a few times as well for this broadcast. Jackson, should be a pretty solid contest. Saw both of these teams play a little bit on Tuesday. Quinter looked pretty good in one of their first two matchups of the year. Pawnee Heights got ran to the wire by Dighton. So what do you expect to see out of these teams in this contest?
I think we're going to see a pretty even match here as the Pawnee Heights Tigers match up pretty well with the Quinter Bulldogs. Both teams have some guys that can shoot, but Pawnee Heights has a few high flyers, guys that can get up and throw it down. So excited to see that athleticism on full display, but it's going to be fun to see if Quinter can play some clean basketball tomorrow and also find themselves alongside their girls team in the championship. These two teams, before this ball game, they had the pleasure of taking some notes on that girls game, so we might see some more scoring than what we were going to see before.
Yeah, it could be in for another NASCAR-paced game. We saw a lot of defense from Quinter the other day in their first matchup. A lot of offense from Pawnee Heights in their first matchup against Dighton. A good contest coming at you tonight. We'll give you the starters real quick. First, we'll go with Pawnee Heights. They're starting Braden Colglazier, a 6'2 senior. Adam Hands, a 6'3 senior. Devin Hamby, a 5'9 sophomore. Alec Carlson, a 6'2 junior. And Dakota Ryan, a 6'1 junior. So a little bit of size for the Pawnee Heights Tigers. And for the Bulldogs, their starting five is going to go Eli Gruenbacher, 5'10 senior. Kyler Johnson, a 5'7 senior. Preston Havlis, a 6' junior. Gus Bridges, a 6'2 senior. And Bradley Riedel, a 6'3 senior. Riedel jumping against Cole Glazier at midcourt. Two seniors for a semifinal matchup here in Quinter, and Pawnee Heights going to have it start this contest.
David, it's going to continue on a great night of basketball. Both teams coming into tonight's contest 1-1. Pawnee Heights falling to Meade in their first game of the season, and of course a victory last night.
Good finish right there on the alley-oop to open the game up. Good play design, showing off the athleticism a little bit there was Alec Carlson too. But a good response by the Bulldogs. Gus Bridges gets two, and it's quickly 2-2.
Yeah, you talk about a great play design to open up the game for Pawnee Heights. They throw the old oop over the top to Alec Carlson.
Bulldogs looking to respond. Had two quick buckets early in the first 30 seconds of this quarter. Riedel in the corner. They kick it back out up top. Lots of time here. Swinging the ball around, trying to size up this defense, see what's going to work down low, what's going to work outside. Riedel sizes up a three, looks good from here, no good. Bounces out, and it's Pawnee Heights the other way.
Now, Quinter, they're going to have some struggles early on figuring out this zone, as Pawnee Heights has got some length and they got some size.
Athleticism as well as Alec Carlson goes up and over the defense there with the left hand. Gets two quick ones, and we will take a timeout. We won't. We'll stay right here. It's a 30-second timeout. John Chris just wants to get the Bulldogs in check. Jackson, what have you seen here in the first minute and a half?
I mean, the effort already from Pawnee Heights. We can call Coach Rick Carlson the Tiger King, as his Pawnee Heights Tigers are just unleashed out of the cage. 8 points already in tonight's contest, and it's came by three different players: Dakota Ryan, Alec Carlson, and Adam Hands, all on the scoreboard or in the stat sheet for the Pawnee Heights Tigers. And their offense is clicking, their defense doing even better. This 2-3 zone is really stifling the Quinter Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, a team that likes to shoot a little bit, likes to play fast, which could play into their hands if they learn to figure out this 2-3 zone that the Tigers are set up in once again. And key to beating the zone is quick passes and off-ball screens, like right there, sets up the open three for Eli Gruenbacher. He can't convert. Hustles down the other end, and the pass is thrown away, so the Bulldogs get lucky there in transition.
Yeah, that they do. They had a nice open look, like you said, by Gruenbacher, just setting up They fake it going around to the left and instead set a baseline screen for Gruenbacher, and he's off the mark. They're going to need clutch three-point shooting to stay in this game tonight.
Nice steal that time by Gruenbacher. Was falling out of bounds as he made the steal, so 3 possession changes there. Pawnee Heights takes over. They're going to slow it down, set up the offense a little bit. Miscommunication by the Bulldogs on defense. Can't figure out who's guarding who. Quick hands by Riedel, and he gets a steal on the ball.
Tough break as if Riedel was looking the other way. He had Kyler Johnson wide open, but they still find him.
Kyler Johnson, like you mentioned, he was open the possession before, stays open in the corner that time, and he knocks down the 3, brings it back within 3, and the response no good for the Tigers, but offensive putback good. Adam Hands in the right place, right time, gets 2 on the offensive glass.
In big games, it comes down to the little things, and it seems like rebounding is going to be one of those things. Right there, the Bulldogs not getting a body on Nance, and he makes them pay.
Bridges dribbles in, takes the one-handed floater from the elbow, no good, fights for his offensive rebound, and he'll be called for the foul fighting for that rebound.
Be the first foul in tonight's ball game on the boys' side.
Pawnee Heights looking to build already on a 5-point lead, 10-5. First 3 minutes of play over with here in the first quarter. And when the fouls start, they'll keep coming. The second one right away after the first. This time it will be on Eli Gruenbacher, his first personal.
Yep, that last foul brings in some subs for the Bulldogs and Coach John Chris for the first time. Braden Polifka, the 6'1" junior, and Zane Beckner, the 5'7" junior, will check in for the Bulldogs.
Good drive coast to coast there. Wanted the foul when he got to the rim, but couldn't get it. It was Alec Carlson. And the other way, Bradley Riedel finishes strong at the rim for 2 more.
That's something that they need. Bradley Riedel they've got to have him in tonight's ball game. The Bulldogs do. He was a big factor in the win in the quarterfinals the other night for Coach John Chris, and they're going to need him yet again tonight.
Yeah, they'll need the senior in this one. 30-second timeout. Thought it was a 5-second violation on the inbound, but Coach Carlson for the Tigers was able to get a quick timeout. So since it's a 30, we'll keep it right here. Had a pretty fast-paced start to this game as well. Teams going back and forth. Jackson, what does one team really need to establish here to find some separation?
Honestly, for Quinter, they've got to do a lot better on their half-court defense right now. That's what's killing them. Is Pawnee Heights or offense, excuse me. Once they break half-court and have been able to settle down and get into half-court offense, it seems like they're scoring with ease. Especially, I mean, they got a great start with the first play, drawing it up, a called play, an alley-oop, and since then they've been on a roll.
Steal off the inbound to the open 3, no good, but a good look nonetheless. Riedel on defense. Cale talked about it Tuesday night, that Riedel will get in and take a charge when least expected, and he was ready for one right there. Tigers will reestablish themselves in the half court. Down low was Cole Glazier, couldn't get anything going, passes it out. Pushing in, they'll get an offensive foul call against Davin Hamby. Extended that lead arm just a little bit on the defender. Ref caught it, and it's going to be an offensive foul.
That one's big. It's the first foul on Pawnee Heights tonight. Did a good job of playing good, clean basketball throughout this first quarter.
Bulldogs might have figured something out with those deep passes across the wings. His ball's fought for, wrestled around a little bit on the ground, and up to Hamby again. Goes up with the right arm. Good finish with the one right hand. Riedel on his tail.
Man, oh man, that was pretty right there. He did a good job of fighting off Riedel, keeping him away from blocking the shot. Is Davin Hamby with a nice layup to extend the lead.
A good feed right there from Zane Beckner after the fumbled rebound. was able to reach around and hand that ball to Polifka underneath, gets an easy 2.
Polifka is usually the guy paving the way for guys receiving the handoff, and instead right there he takes the 1-yard handoff for score and puts it in for 2.
Quickly on the other end for the Tigers, it's Adam Hands with his 6th point of the contest. The right-handed finish down low. And it's going to be Cole Glazier on the other end for the Tigers getting a block defensively. Put back almost good for Cole Glazier. Gets the offensive rebound, basket, and the foul on the putback. And a lot of excitement for the Tigers right now.
That just comes as the Quinter Bulldogs weren't boxing out, and one of the players, one of the biggest that you got to box out right there. Braden Cole Glazier is going to be a problem all night long, especially if they can't put a body on him when a shot goes up.
Yeah, really athletic, has some pretty good size, listed at 6'2" on the roster. Gets up, grabs the offensive rebound, almost had a putback in the air prior to the 2 with the foul. And his old-fashioned 3-point play at 10th is no good, so just 2 that time for Cole Glazier on the putback, and the Bulldogs looking to establish some offense here against this tough 2-3 zone the Tigers have put on the floor tonight. Loose ball on the floor, Polifka at the bottom of the pile. Said that a few times already this year prior to basketball season. Showing that same kind of hustle, fighting for possession of the ball. Good look down low for Polifka, kicks it back out. The Bulldogs being really patient, just really looking for something against this zone, and they found it down low. Polifka uses his size, clears some space out, and gets 2.
That's a great job by Braden Polifka using his body, and now with 2 post touches, he's got himself with 4 points.
Tigers the other way, looking to build on their 5-point lead. Adam Hands, good drive down low. Cole Glazier wanted to get the two-handed slam, had it knocked out of his hand on the way up.
That's great defense, and it prevented a highlight right there. Trevor Kaiser did, batting it out of the hands of Cole Glazier.
The 2-man game right there, as it was Ethan Gruenbacher and Zane Beckner going back and forth, and the Tigers can't get it to go either. Pawnee Heights misses the layup. Polifka grabs it. He'll throw it around. Good hustle by Briggs, and it's the Bulldogs the other way. Beckner has it tipped out of his hands, and we'll get a little bit of stoppage in the action. Needed it a little bit right there after that much hustle.
Man, oh man, it's about time. We had guys flying and sliding all over the court.
Both head coaches love to see that kind of hustle, especially early on in the contest when there's still so much game to be played. You can definitely see guys take a play off this early in the game, and to know that they're not is big. It's right there, a little bit of frustration from the sophomore Ethan Gruenbacher. Wanted the skip pass across the wing, and Polifka came in just a little bit too early, so it sails out of bounds. Carlson going to be the ball handler against this press. Goes left, and taking the charge is Riedel, but he's called for a blocking foul. Took the contact to the chest, hit the deck, and a blocking foul is called. So it's going to send Alec Carlson to the line for 2.
Thankfully for the Bulldogs, it's just Bradley's first, but still he absorbed a whole lot of contact right there as the Pawnee Heights offense and Elwin Fiso will full steam ahead. Alec Carlson full steam ahead into the chest of Bradley Riedel.
Yeah, nice job, right idea that time from Riedel, as that call probably could have went either way. He was extended out beyond that first peg. It looked like his feet were set, body wasn't moving. One of those calls that just goes either way, this time in favor of the Tigers. Carlson knocks down the first free throw. We'll get some substitutions for them now, as Reed Stedge will see the floor for the first time. Riedel and the Bulldogs the other way, still matched up against this 2-3 zone defense. He's done a good job out on the perimeter against the ball handlers for the Bulldogs. Riedel bounce pass, good ball fake and drive for Gruenbacher. Gus Bridges turns, shoots the deep 2, can't get it to go. Good look though.
Yeah, that was good offense. They were patient right there, and they weren't as timid as possessions before.
Another charge taken. This time Gus Bridges gets the call to go the Bulldogs' way. Is there in time, takes the contact, goes to the floor, and the offensive foul called. It's Alec Carlson with the charge that time, his first personal of the game.
Bulldogs need a bucket right here, David, to shorten this lead that the Tigers have as we head into the second quarter.
Yeah, slowing it down for the last possession here. Ethan Gruenbacher takes a three. That would have made it a one-possession game. Ball still being poked around, and the time is just going to expire. So after the first quarter of play here at the Castle Rock Classic, Pawnee Heights on top of the host Quinter Bulldogs, 16-11. Second quarter coming at you just after this.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Back here in Quinter, as you can see on your screen right now, we've got a graphic of the current outlook of the boys' side of the tournament. We had Wheatland Grinnell and Rawlins County earlier before the girls' game. Wheatland Grinnell won that one. So the winner of this game looking to take on the winner, or excuse me, Wheatland Grinnell tomorrow in the championship here in this gym at 6:30. And on the other side, we've seen a few contests as well. Western Plains and Dighton. Dighton won that contest. We had Natoma and Wichita Central Christian Academy earlier as well. Tournament looks just as good on the boys' side as it did on the girls' side. Lots of good contests so far, and we've got another one right here as the second quarter just started. We've got the Bulldogs and the Tigers of Quinter and Pawnee Heights battling it out. Both looking for a championship game berth in this Castle Rock Classic. Drive down low and blocked. Good block by Riedel as Dakota Ryan drove to the basket that time.
Yeah, great defense right there. And a substitution made at the quarter break. Preston Havlas will check back in now for the Quinter Bulldogs. And they need this guy to step up in tonight's ball game. He is one of the best shooters on the court, and he's got to do so tonight. That way his Bulldogs can find themselves in the championship tomorrow.
Good move there by Eli Gruenbacher, but a better putback, better offensive rebound and finish for Bradley Riedel as he's got two more to add to his total for the night.
Pawnee Heights getting a taste of their own medicine right there. They've done a great job offensive rebound-wise right there. Quinter and Bradley Riedel specifically does a great job of crashing the glass.
Good drive on the floor. And I believe we have not quite sure what the official called. We had a 5-second call is what I heard the official say. So it's going to be a turnover for the Tigers after the 5-second violation.
Yeah, Eli Gruenbacher steals the possession away by playing great defense.
Bulldogs doing a good job at really sizing up this zone defense, starting to figure out now what's working and what's moving that defense around. Lots of skip passes right now, quick passes as well as Eli Gruenbacher puts up the open three, and it looked good. Had time, shot it in rhythm off of the skip pass as well. Promising for that Bulldog offense as you start to see them develop a little bit as this game goes along against this zone defense.
Yeah, that offense possession was a lot better this time down the court for the Bulldogs, but every zone has its spots that you've got to exploit. And for the first time, Quinter kind of did a little bit of a better job doing so, but they turn it back over. But in that 2-3, the open spots, you got to have someone at the high post as well as that short corner.
And that was a deep three that time by Alec Carlson. Was at about the in on that Quinter logo on the far side. Thought about pulling up again, this time from the Bulldog on the near side. He's got Riedel in transition and a good, easy layup off the glass for Bradley Riedel to get 2 back for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they needed that. He missed his last opportunity, but cashes in on that one. He's now got 6, but that last three-pointer that you said that Pawnee Heights got, I mean, in this gym, we're so used to only one guy knocking down shots from that far away, and that's assistant coach Scott Christ. Back in his day, I mean, he could light it up from anywhere in the gym, and that in on the Quinter logo, that's where he would knock down a lot of his shots.
That time Bradley Riedel gets blocked down low on the shot attempt. So he's going to stay with the Bulldogs underneath their own basket, trailing by 6 with 5:19 left to go here in the first half. Offense starting to figure it out. Alec Carlson gets a steal off the inbound pass and can't finish the bunny at the other end.
There's no excuse for missing those. Those are too easy. The highest percentage shot that you're going to find on the court, and Pawnee Heights misses that one.
Polifka loses it that time on the entry pass, but he had really good position down low, and the size of Polifka and the power could be something to look forward to going ahead in this contest, but Gruenbacher immediately following picks up a foul.
That's going to be tough. Eli's got to watch the rest of this game now with 2 fouls, and will probably see himself on the bench for the remainder of this half.
See himself on the bench, he might, with 2 fouls, and we're going to take a full timeout with Coach John Christ. We'll be right back after this.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Quinter basketball here at the Castle Rock Classic, brought to you by a multitude of our sponsors, including Kendra Barnes at Farm Bureau Financial Services, Blue Stem Medical, Blackwood Family Dentistry, Kaiser Angus, the certified Angus beef sellers, and proud supporters for the Bulldogs. Come back into the action here, 4:58 left to play in the first half. Pawnee Heights on top, 21-15. Both these teams looking for an opportunity to play in the championship of this Castle Rock Classic tomorrow, Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams doing a great job thus far, just getting settled into their offense, but turnovers a little bit of a scare for both these teams right now. And then also, like just right there, cashing in on the easy ones. It seems like almost as if the easier ones in tonight's ball game are the harder ones.
And right there, you talk about a hard finish. Polifka gets the rebound through the defenders and finishes above them as well, bringing the Bulldogs back within 2 possessions.
Only 2 points in the quarterfinal game on Tuesday night, but Polifka's already tripled that with 6 in the first half tonight.
That time Adam Hands gets his 8th points of the contest. Was able to finish and get through the defense. Bulldogs the other way, looking for Polifka down low, doing a good job at putting in some work, using the size and the power against Adam Hands down low at that middle spot of this defense. Havlis gives it to Riedel down low. Good spin move along the baseline. Offensive rebound for Polifka. Can't get it to go. Rebound knocked away again. And Bulldogs again grabbing this one offensively. Kyler Johnson this time.
Great hustle play right there by Kyler. Not the biggest guy in the gym, but he played with the biggest heart and the biggest hustle on that play.
Smart offensive possession off the offensive rebound here for the Bulldogs. Being real patient, swinging the ball around, getting some good passes, good looks. Offensive rebound again. Riedel for 3 off front iron. Another offensive rebound. Shot fake and goes in again. Braden Polifka putting in some work underneath the basket.
The 4th opportunity on that possession for the Bulldogs, and about time that they cash in. They finally do at the hands of Braden Polifka. Now find themselves down by 4.
Riedel running, takes it all the way, tries to finish, and good patience while in the air by Carlson. Went up at the same time as Riedel. Didn't use his hands going for the ball at all until it left Riedel's hands. Textbook defense going up at the rim like that.
Yeah, that's a big shot block right there, and the momentum right now in the last minute or so has been all in favor of the Bulldogs, and that one might put it on pause momentarily.
This Bulldog offense really taking their time the last few possessions, trying to get a good look against this zone defense. And right there is one. Polifka takes a dribble into the lane, finds a cutting Avery Briggs, and gets 2 for Briggs.
Briggs, the guy that we talked about so much in the quarterfinal win the other night. Just a hustle guy, finished with 4 points, but it seemed like so much more than that.
Foul called on the floor on the drive, and the big man, Polifka, underneath the basket defensively takes the charge. And you said it best, Jackson, all the momentum is in the Bulldogs' hands right now.
Braden Polifka with some textbook defense right there. He realized that this Pawnee Heights offense loves to get out and run. Braden Colglazer is such a talent, has some tremendous athleticism, and loves the sky high. Braden, he knows the scouting report. He knew that, got right underneath the bucket and set up his body in perfect position to take the charge. And he's been the momentum booster that this Bulldogs team needs.
Setting up against this 2-3, almost a dangerous pass, but ripping the pass away was Trevor Kaiser. Kicks out top of the key, Riedel for 3. No good. Hustle play again. Polifka keeps it alive, but right into the hands of the Tigers. They're off and running. Carlson, a quick 3 in transition. No good, and Polifka's got the defensive rebound. He'll run the floor this time. Coast to coast for Polifka. Can't finish, but gets the foul.
And a guy finding himself playing a new role, and you see him a little bit tired out there, David. He might need a sub here in a sec, but he's playing a different role in tonight's matchup just due to a different start for his team.
Right there's Polifka getting an assist, getting all the stats you can think of. The inbound play goes up in the air and passes it right back in the air. Ball's tipped on the jumper by the Quinter defense, and this Pawnee Heights offense has to take a second as we're back to a tie ball game, 23-23. Tigers trying to regroup themselves. Carlson will shoot a 3 from the Q and Quinter. No good. Avery Briggs rebound up the floor to Ethan Gruenbacher. He fumbles it. Gains possession, gives to Riedel. Riedel drives, loses it, but he was fouled on the way in. And a really good series of events there for the Bulldogs. Right back in this one.
Yeah, that they are. Tied ball game here. Braden Polifka is going to need or get a much needed breather. We probably won't see him in the remainder of this one in the first half, as Gus Bridges will take his spot with 1:22 left to play. Big inbounds coming as the Quinter offense could get themselves their first lead of the ball game.
Really good play fake by Gus Bridges, that time coming off the inbounds pass, calling for it a lot, and we've got Braden Colglazer going up, slamming it down with 2. And he's called for the travel on the way to the rim, and that just killed all momentum the Tigers had. We went from hearing a Tiger scream to a Bulldog scream in just an instant. And what a heartbreaker for the Tigers on what would have been the most momentum-swinging play of the contest, Jackson.
Yeah, definitely the biggest highlight of the tournament so far, as we knew we were bracing ourselves for what was about to happen, but it might leave some people scratching their head as the travel wasn't called until after the ball had been slammed home by Colglazer. So interesting play right there. But the kid can jump. That was a big play right there, and you hate to see those, be negated.
Yeah, especially a big highlight play for such a young guy that wants to get into the contest. Ball ripped away again. Colglazer gets the rebound, and the other way it's Devin Hamby falls down on his way to the floor, and another travel called in transition. Tigers getting a little bit of happy feet, and we saw the way Hamby just went to the ground, and he's still there. Might have tweaked a knee or an ankle.
Yeah, I was worried it was the right leg that kind of gave out on him as he was planning to go up for the layup. He's able to walk off, and he's accompanied by his head coach. hopefully he's going to be okay. It seems like he will be. We'll see. He'll probably get a breather until after halftime, but we'll see if he's able to return. But as we resume, 23-23, it's the lead's up for grabs as we near the halftime break.
Shot out of the hands of Avery Briggs, no good from the near side wing right there. And you mentioned it, tie ball game with 34 seconds left to play in the first half. And these last few sequences from these teams in the first half could be very indicative of what happens coming out of halftime. Is Alec Carlson going to slow it down after crossing the timeline, calls for the ball screen, goes to his left, dips down to his screener. Cole Glazer takes it, gets fouled on the shot, and he will go to the line and shoot two. Trevor Kaiser picks up his first for the Bulldogs. Only 6 in the first half for the Bulldogs, doing a terrific job to this point. Clean defense. Cole Glazer knocks down the first of his 2. Only the second trip to the line for him in this contest. Went 0 of 1 on that first 3-point play attempt. And his second of 2 here knocks him down, goes 2 for 2 this time, making him 2 for 3 on the evening. Down to 15 seconds now, Bulldogs ball. Trailing by 2. Up top, it's Beckner. Over to Ethan Gruenbacher. 5 on the clock now. Tried to go down low to Trevor Kaiser, and he couldn't bring in the entry pass, so with 4 seconds.
And I don't know if anyone caught it, but an extra second ticked off the clock after that one flew out of bounds.
Alec Carlson taking off. He's going to go up for the rim as well, and he'll finish with 2 hands. This slam counts as time expires, and Alec Carlson blows off the roof with the first half, finishing it with an emphatic 2-hand slam. Going into the half with a 4-point lead, 27-23. It's all Tigers quickly, Jackson.
Yeah, they end the half with an exclamation point as well as the cherry on top. A slam home from number 15, Alec Carlson. That one unexpected. We came into tonight's ball game knowing that Braden Cole Glazer was the Tiger to watch for when it comes to rim rattlers. But right there is number 15, Alec Carlson, that puts them on the board and ends it with authority, 27-23 as we head to the halftime break. But both of these teams doing a great job. Very intense matchup up until this point, David.
Some great basketball for you this evening as we head into halftime. Like Jackson said, it's Pawnee Heights 27, Quinter 23. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back to you with a first half assessment with our favorite analyst, Cale Hargett. Talk a little bit about the second half, what happened in the first half. 27-3, Pawnee Heights.
Supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Ingo County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at kaiserangus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Hello, I'm Levi Getz, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means more.
More response,
More attention.
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
and we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs. Go Bulldogs!
Blue Stem Medical's primary care physicians, Dr. Michael Mackin, Dr. Doug Gruenbacher, Dr. Shelley Gruenbacher, Dr. Scott Rempel, Dr. Anna Rempel, and nurse practitioner Glenda Wheeler provide medical assistance for the entire family. Their amazing staff provides services for all ages, including OB, sick and well visits, televisits, physicals, immunizations, and minor procedures. Visit them at 501 Garfield Street in Quinter, or give them a call at 785-754-3333 to book your next appointment. Blue Stem Medical, delivering beneficial care for Northwest Kansas and a proud supporter of Bulldog Athletics.
Family Market in downtown Quinter is here to provide fuel for Bulldogs of all ages. Come in and check out our variety of fresh produce, the large selection from the meat department, or food from the deli section. Offering weekly specials, Family Market has your family covered. Shop local, where we provide friendly smiles, a warm welcome, and service you can't find elsewhere. Family Market, a locally owned grocery store, is a proud supporter of all things Bulldog and Bulldog Athletics.
Solinsky Land and Cattle Inc. of Park, Kansas proudly supports all Bulldog activities and Bulldog athletics. Kelly and Curtis are lifelong residents of Gove County and have farmed for over 30 years. They proudly run their family business. The Solinskys operate a small livestock feed yard while also growing wheat and corn. Keeping up with the best practices, they incorporate no-till farming in the operation to the greatest extent possible. Solinsky Land and Cattle would like to congratulate the Bulldogs on the tremendous accomplishments of this year and wish them the best of luck.
Thinking snacks, refreshing sips? Quinter Pit Stop just north of I-70 in Quinter has this and more. From fuel to your favorite snacks, and not to mention daily lunch specials and fresh pizza, new owners Travis and Kristen Haldeman and their staff welcome you to their store 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and until 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. Stop in or call the Quinter Pit Stop at 785-754-3707. Proud supporters of Bulldog Athletic.
Kansas Land Bank is a locally owned community bank supporting community and school events. They are a full-service bank offering everything from ag loans to personal savings and checking accounts. Kansas Land Bank has a friendly staff that provides that personal touch. As one of the few locally owned community banks left in western Kansas, they strive to serve the needs of the people in our area. Kansas Land Bank remains a proud supporter of all Bulldog activities.
Gove County Medical Center would like to welcome podiatrist Dr. Robert Hens, who is now accepting new patients. This means you can receive high specialized care for many foot conditions such as sports injuries, foot and ankle pain, bunions, and many more. With Dr. Hens and on-staff providers, GCMC hopes to serve as a premier facility for podiatry. By extending this care in Quinter, you will not need to travel for your podiatry needs. Gove County Medical Center, dedicated to healing through caring. We are GCMC.
Back here for halftime at Quinter. It's Pawnee Heights on top of the Bulldogs, 27-23. A quick rundown of your halftime scoring statistics. First for the leaders, the Pawnee Heights Tigers. Alec Carlson has 9. Adam Hands has 8. Braden Colglazer has 6. Devin Hamby and Dakota Ryan each with 2. Carlson had a two-handed slam to finish off the first half. And for the Bulldogs, they're led by Braden Polifka. He's got 8 points. Bradley Riedel has 6. Avery Briggs has 4. Kyler Johnson has 3. Gus Bridges has 2. I'm here with our analyst, Cale Hargett, for a little bit of a halftime show. Cale, tell us a little bit about what you saw in the first half from both these teams.
I saw a very rushed Quinter team. They couldn't really get over. They were wanting to go at the speed that Pawnee Heights was rolling in. It's just a trap. They were making them go that fast so they could get shots that they really didn't want to put up. So Pawnee Heights would get back the ball and get an even bigger lead. As we saw, it worked for a little while, and then Coach John Chris called the timeout, told them to slow it down a little bit, and it started to work as they have edged their way back into this game. But towards the end of the half, they kind of let it slip away a little bit. Couple of back and forth calls. You got to stay out of foul trouble. Both teams need to if you're going to win. And Quinter just needs to play a very strong defense, but don't foul. You got to be calm with your offense and kind of rush them on or defense, but not too much because you don't want them blowing by you and having no defense left. So you got to take it at a speed that you know you can handle.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And you talked about the timeout that John Christ called a little earlier in the second quarter to slow it down and to get his guys some air. You think that in the second half we'll see Quinter slow it down a little bit and run a little bit more of a set offense against that zone rather than just trying to huck up the ball at the first open shot they see?
I think you can kind of, I heard one of the times that they were going down, they wanted to get a high-low going, and they've shown a high post and a low post, so they're trying to calm it down just a little bit. I'd keep some taller guys in there, like Braden and Trevor and Bradley, maybe even Lakin, if one of those get in foul trouble, just to kind of slow down their offense with a taller guy.
Right, assert their presence just a little bit, because that Pawnee Heights squad, they've got some tall, athletic guys, and as we've seen already, we've seen some rim grazers from two different guys, Cole Glazier and Carlson being the two that have went up and thrown two down. Cale, do you want to see any more dunks in the second half?
I mean, if it's open enough, it's not my team, so I'm not going to tell them what to do or what not to do. It's all up to them. You did see a travel there earlier on, so I think their coach is kind of going to be a little bit more strict on it, but you got to watch out. If you're going to go up that high, you better get your feet down.
That's right, indeed. We've got about a minute left until the second half of play. We talked about it earlier. Pawnee Heights up by just 4 after one half. It's 27-23 on top of the Bulldogs. I've got Cale Hargett next to me. I'm David Jenright and Jackson Webb, third member of our crew, bringing you this broadcast this evening. Run through some sponsors real quick before we get back to the second half of action. We've got Solinsky Land and Cattle Company, Smoky Hill Ag, Equity Bank, Quinter Pit Stop, and Gove County Medical Center, your comprehensive health care provider in Northwest Kansas. Healing through caring. Gove County Medical Center. Second half coming at you. We've got the starting 5. We've got a different 5 on the floor, actually, for the Bulldogs to start the second half. We've got Eli Gruenbacher, Kyler Johnson, Preston Havlis, Gus Bridges, and Bradley Riedel. And then for the Tigers, we've got the same starting 5, Braden Colglazer, Adam Hands, Devin Hamby, Alec Carlson, and Dakota Ryan. And good defense early and often. Eli Gruenbacher gets the steal. A good pass to Kyler Johnson, who can't finish but gets the foul. And what an opening defensive possession for the Bulldogs. Eli Gruenbacher gets a quick steal and an opportunity for 2 points within 8 seconds to start this second half.
That's just how Coach Chris drew it up at the halftime break, huh, David?
Had to have been. Get 2 easy ones. Welcome back, Jackson. Just had the opportunity to talk with our main man, Cale Hargett. Had a lot to say about the first half. Mentioned about the speed that the Tigers were running at, how they tried to rush the Bulldogs a little bit, get them out of their own pace. What do you have to add to that, Jackson?
I agree with Cale. You know, he does such a great job with his inside reporting on what's going on the court. But as we've seen in the first half, the Tigers are high flyers. They can throw it down, so you got to protect the rim, and you got to have somebody guarding that basket at all time. That's why we need the size players such as Gus Bridges, Braden Polifka, Bradley Riedel to really make their shot blocking presence felt defensively. That way they can limit the highlight plays that the Pawnee Heights Tigers get.
And to touch on a little bit more that Cale said with that, he talked about the cleanliness on defense. Got to play strong, but got to play smart as well. Can't keep fouling guys. See the ball fall around for a little bit there. Three-pointer is shot, no good for the Tigers, but a foul underneath going to go against the Bulldogs, and that's 2 quick fouls against the Bulldogs. Be Johnson's first personal of the game, second of the half against the Bulldogs. Adam Hands guarded by Riedel. Good hands by Riedel there to knock that one loose. Hamby rips through, goes to his right. Good pass underneath, but better help defense by Bridges to get the steal. And the 3-on-2 for the Bulldogs. Riedel takes it all the way by himself, finishes with the right and ties it up.
Defense wasn't a problem. Bradley Riedel just left them in the dust, crossed them all up and made his way to the rim, and with a little kiss off the glass, we've got ourselves a tie ball game again.
Just as you said it, Jackson, Alec Carlson went ahead and side hops through the lane, finished. And the other way, Eli Gruenbacher puts up a three from the corner, no good. Offensive rebound, offensive finish. Preston Havlis to follow up that missed three.
That was a big putback right there by Preston Havlis, a guy that went quiet in the first half, spent some time on the bench, but now right there as well. Great play so far from Havlis here in this second half.
A little bit of the opposite action that we saw during football season. Typically it was Havlis to Riedel. That time it was Riedel to Havlis. Open three for Havlis, no good in transition, but a good look nonetheless. Had the space, looked like it was in rhythm as well.
Moving down the stretch in a game that's so close, they're going to need their three-point shooting to be a little bit more on point in the second half in order to make their way to the championship tomorrow.
Wondered about that one. Hamby let that ball come up a little too high, got his hand on the side of it. Going to get called for the carry there as that ball came up. Turnover for the Tigers leads to Quinter Bulldog basketball. Tied at 29, looking to take a lead in this contest. Played just over 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Gus Bridges drives, goes up, has his shot blocked by Cole Glazier. Up the floor, going to try to play with the offense a little bit, and they'll slow it down. Good transition D by the Bulldogs. Against this man defense, Adam Hands shot fakes, drives, goes down the baseline, gets the charge call. Gus Bridges there in time, takes the contact, goes to the floor. Great defensive possession for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job right there by Gus Bridges, absorbing the contact, taking it like a man. And just a great job. That's a hustle play defensively, and that's you sacrificing your body for the better of the team. And right there, Gus Bridges does a great job of putting the team first, taking the charge, and getting them an extra possession.
Good look on the other end right there, too, by Gus Bridges. Off of the designed little screen underneath in the post. Couldn't get it to go. But like you said, Jackson, those hustle plays are one of those stats that sure, they're taken, but a lot of the time they're not ever recognized, and it's one of those things that go unnoticed when they absolutely shouldn't. Alec Carlson goes behind the back to his left, trying to break the press by himself, goes up over the top. Deep pass intercepted by Preston Havlis. He'll slow it down a little bit before he crosses the timeline. Smart play.
2 steals already in the second half by Preston Havlis.
Had an opportunity in the corner. Pass goes to his right. Makes the decision to go to his left there. Knocked away by Dakota Ryan. Bulldogs inbound. Riedel will have it. Tied at 29. Crossover and kick to the corner. Eli Gruenbacher in rhythm. Looked good. Just rims out though. Gus Bridges fights for the rebound with Dakota Ryan, and it's still loose and will bounce off the foot of Kyler Johnson. Good hustle nonetheless.
Thought for sure we were going to hear a whistle there as it was number 30, I believe. Dakota Ryan hit the deck for the Pawnee Heights Tigers. But instead, the officials letting them play on, and we'll get a substitution as Braden Polifka will check in for the Bulldogs, who did such a tremendous job in the first half. Put 8 points up out of the Quinter Bulldogs 23.
Yeah, Polifka, the leading scorer there in the first half, now tied for the lead with Riedel. Both of them have 8, both doing a terrific job offensively and defensively. Entry pass there to Cole Glazier. Gets fouled as soon as he turns towards the hoop. Havlis was there with the help defense, but reached just a little early, probably caught a hand or a wrist. Gets called for that one, only his first though. 4th team foul for the Bulldogs already. They'll have to play a little bit smarter with their fouls going on in this one. Carlson crosses right, good ball movement. Back to Carlson up top. Hands will drive to his right, and it's back to Carlson up top. Great defense thus far in the drive by the Bulldogs. Haven't allowed anything inside the 3-point line. Pawnee Heights having to play wing offense and not liking it as Adam Hans finally breaks the defense after a good possession and gets an easy 2. Nice job by Adam Hans.
Yeah, it's great patience that the Tigers used on their end of the court, but a great offensive putback on this side by Preston Havlis.
Havlis was blank in the first half, but we're only 4.5 minutes in here in the third quarter, and he's already got 4, making himself known here in the second. Riedel guarding Hands. The ball is knocked loose. Kyler Johnson was there to take the charge if need be. Riedel crosses over on Carlson. Carlson tries to get the block, hits a hand and picks up a foul instead, so Riedel will go to the line and shoot 2. First trip to the line tonight for Bradley Riedel. Can't get the first to go. Looking at the other side of the floor, though, if you're Coach Rick Carlson, not exactly ideal with 3.5 to play here in the third, Jackson. Alec Carlson's got 3 fouls and only 2 more to give.
Yeah, we saw a similar situation that Quinter's coach Matt Havlis was put in earlier in the girls' game where he had 2 star players, the Gillespie sisters, both pick up foul trouble. He had to rely on the hands of Kennedy Worth to help pick his team up. Now, which player will it be for the Pawnee Heights Tigers to do the same thing?
Carlson still trying to manage. Good on-ball defense for Avery Briggs.
I'd be thinking that they were nearing a 5 count with that defense.
The defense so far here in the second half has been really good for the Bulldogs, and I don't know if at halftime that Coach John Christ really had to set it into their heads or if they had it clicked themselves and they all just came together as players and made that statement themselves to lock it down on defense and maintain a lead here, because they have done that since we've started this second half.
We'll see how Quinter attacks the zone this trip down the court.
Had the right idea. Polifka just turning and screening at the elbow, getting all the screens for the guys out on the wing. Pass out of bounds, intended for Riedel. Beckner had defense right in his face. Him and Riedel will shake hands, tell each other it's all right, give each other a little bit of encouragement. Trevor Kaiser will check into the game for the Bulldogs. Havlis will come off. And it's the Tigers the other way. Hands tries to kick to the corner. Good tip by Kaiser, and that ball almost knocked beyond. And we had some trash knocked onto the floor. That's why we got a stoppage of play over there on that side. Good call by the official. Ultimately making the playing surface as safe as possible for the players. Inbound to Carlson, and he'll look to set up this offense as Tigers have run a little stale here in this third quarter. Deep 3 from Carlson, looking to get him going, and knocks it down from that 10-foot volleyball court line. What a shot.
Yeah, that one was a beauty out of Carlson's hand, and he knew it, left that finish up for quite a while.
It's turned into the Alec Carlson show as he gets 2 more right there. A 5-point swing for Carlson alone gives the Tigers a 4-point lead. Well, knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs. So just as quickly as the Bulldogs had their 1-point lead, it is now a 4-point lead for the Tigers.
Keep in mind the player that's been on full display, you see him right here, Carlson. He's just a junior, ladies and gentlemen. He adds 2 more, and what the last 7 points for Pawnee Heights have all came from Alec Carlson.
The other way, the Bulldogs trying to get something back here on offense. Shots tipped out of the hands of Zane Beckner, right into the hands of Braden Polifka. Through the contact, can't get the first to go, gets his offensive rebound, gets the second to go with the left. Big man doing big man things underneath the basket. Carlson, another deep 3, can't get this one to go. Heat check for the junior.
That's a good shot. I mean, if I'm a coach right there, I'm fine with Carlson taking that shot. Your team's been playing good defense, and he's had the hot hand. Why not let him have one more shot at it?
Devin Hamby sees an open look at 3, and he'll take it. And we've got some NASCAR basketball as it's gone back and forth. Now Avery Briggs will look to finish. Gets 2, could have had the foul, but 2 nonetheless for Avery Briggs.
Yeah, the contact by Devin Hamby still not enough to throw off Avery Briggs as he notches 2. And back and forth, these teams continue to go.
Beckner trying to set up the offense. 20 seconds left to play here in the third quarter. Ethan Gruenbacher in the corner looking down low for Polifka, fighting for position. But Trevor Kaiser takes a shot just inside the doghouse and knocks it down for 2. Cole Glazer the other way goes right into the body of Polifka. Polifka picks up the foul, and Cole Glazer will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws. And they'll actually call that foul on the floor. They'll inbound it underneath. He will not get the free throws I expected. So with 4.3 seconds on the clock, it's Tigers basketball underneath their own rim. Sends it out. It's Carlson now. Steps back to that 10-foot volleyball court line. Fading away. Hits the 3 at the buzzer, and that's 2 now for Carlson as time expires. Had the two-handed dunk at the end of the first half and a deep 3 to end the third quarter and give the Tigers a 5-point lead heading into the final 8 minutes of play. It's 43-38. Pawnee Heights up on Quinter.
Man, oh man, Alec Carlson, he's stuffing his books in the bag, putting that backpack on, throwing the team on his back as well, and he heads to the fourth quarter with a big third quarter that he had himself. My, oh my, we had 10 points rattled off all by Carlson in the last 2 minutes, it seemed like, of that third.
10 points exactly by Carlson, and we'll take a very quick break. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter just after this.
Kaiser Angus supports the Bulldogs in their academic and athletic achievement. Kaiser Angus is owned and operated by Daryl and Frina Kaiser. They have served many ranchers in the area and farmed in Gove County since 1990. The Kaisers offer and sell registered Black Angus cattle. They also look forward to being your new seed stock source. Look for their annual production sale the first Thursday in April. More information can be found at KaiserAngus.com. Kaiser Angus is proud to support the Bulldogs in this tough year and looks forward to many more accomplishments to come.
Back in Quinter at the Castle Rock Classic, the final 8 minutes of this semifinal coming at you. Pawnee Heights up by 5 on the host Quinter Bulldogs. Alec Carlson for the Tigers had a 13-point third quarter, which eventually gave them the 5-point lead. Swing past Eli Gruenbacher for the Bulldogs. Can't get the 3 to go, and quickly the other way, Leighton Monk running to Carlson. He'll drive, finish. Blocking foul is called against Riedel, and Carlson will go to the line and shoot 2 for the Tigers.
Tough break for the Bulldogs and Bradley Riedel as well, as he'll pick up his 3rd personal foul. Be the 6th team foul on Quinter in the second half, which puts the next one at the free throw line, 1-1 for the Tigers.
Carlson going to the line. Second opportunity at the charity stripe this evening. He'll knock down the first. He was 1 of 2 on his first trip.
You know, for this Quinter team, it's been a long time coming. For the Castle Rock Classic Championship, the Quinter boys have not won the tournament since 2011. They haven't been to the championship since that same year, 2011. This is a tournament the past few years have been dominated by 2 different teams, Ellis and Hoxie. The past 5 winners of the Castle Rock Classic have been one of those 2 teams. And on the other side, for Pawnee Heights, playing in their first ever Castle Rock Classic tournament, this is a team that would love to get in that championship, especially in their first year. And if they do so, they have a good chance of making it, as Wheatland Grinnell does a good job of showing their talents off, both men's and women's, in this tournament, as they are both a lock for tomorrow's championship game. And the Thunderhawks on the boys' side await the winner of this one.
And the winner of this one yet to be decided. We got 7 minutes to figure it out. 7-point lead for the Tigers of Pawnee Heights, but right there you just saw Eli Gruenbacher force another 5-second call against Alec Carlson. Just couldn't get the ball out of his hands. Looking for a shot in the corner, almost had it set up. Trying to go down low to Havlis. Tipped out of bounds by Cole Glazier. It'll remain Bulldogs ball. They'll have it underneath their own basket. Gruenbacher will inbound. He's going to throw it out up top to Riedel. Gruenbacher was open for a split second. In the middle of the court to Bridges. Bridges through the defense, had his shot blocked, and he will pick up a frustration foul following that shot.
Honestly, we should have seen the old LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, throw it off the backboard glass to yourself after you picked up your pivot foot, throw it up off there and slam it home, but maybe I'm just dreaming. We can maybe see that in the future.
Could turn on TNT and see Chuck and Charles talk about it as well. And off of that turnover, we will get a timeout for Coach John Christ. It's going to be a full timeout for the Bulldogs. Down by 7, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back after this.
Providing clients with the knowledge they deserve and the coverage they desire, Kendra Salyers Barnes with Farm Bureau Financial Services specializes in excellent customer service, integrity, and accountability. She has dedicated over 20 years to serving Northwest Kansas communities. For all your insurance and financial needs, call or stop by the offices to see Kendra at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Hoxie at 785-675-3661 or in Quinter 785-754-3641. Farm Bureau Financial Services, here to help you protect what matters most in life.
Quinter High School basketball and the Castle Rock Classic, brought to you by a multitude of sponsors, including Kansas Land Bank, Family Market, Gove Community Bible Church, GG&T Cattle Company, and Man Farms, helping feed the Quinter Bulldogs and the world. Back here in the fourth quarter, 6.5 minutes left to play between these two teams. Tigers up on the Bulldogs on their home court, and Cole Glazier currently about to shoot some free throws. It'll be 1-1 for him, looking to extend this lead.
Well, if there's any guy that you want the ball in the hands of on this Pawnee Heights team, it's Cole Glazier and Carlson at this point. These two have been a dynamic duo in tonight's contest. They know what's on the line. The first ever Castle Rock Classic Championship for their school is hanging in the balance in terms tomorrow with Wheatland Grinnell. That championship game will take place tomorrow night after the conclusion of the girls' game. We take a look at the bracket. The varsity boys championship is slated to start around at 6:30.
Canby was open for a split second there, thought about taking the three. Might see the Tigers start playing with the time a little bit because they have time and they're up by 9 at this point. The way this game's played out, though, we've seen both teams go on their own set of swings. Ball loose on the floor. Coming out of the bottom is Kyler Johnson, Bradley Riedel, and Carlson of Pawnee Heights fighting for that one, so a held ball called.
Yeah, and I don't know what you would call it or what these two teams would call it, but just about every team has that, kind of stall offense implemented. Kansas Jayhawks run the dribble handoff. It's been called, the Carolina offense, just dribble weave at the top if the defense is in man-to-man. Just take as much of that precious clock as you can. Right there, that's what Quinter wants. They force a shot from the Tigers. Turn it over.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Riedel and Havlis not on the same page. Riedel thought Havlis was open. Havlis thought Riedel was already committed to the layup. Defense for the Bulldogs trying to slow Hamby down. Cole Glazier drives, kicks out. Carlson, three, no good. And that's the exact offense you want if you're the Bulldogs, as they get some easy offense off of that defense on the long rebound. Kyler Johnson gets 2 off the swing pass from Riedel.
Big bucket right there by Kyler Johnson. Carlson was coming in hot, and we thought we were going to see a block there, but Kyler Johnson does a great job of finishing the easy bunny.
And this is exactly what you want to see if you're Coach John Chris's squad. The Tigers not taking a lot of time, rushing through the offense a little bit, getting some possessions and getting some shot opportunities. A steal down low for Havlis. Polifka fights for the rebound, goes up, gets fouled on the shot, and the amount of hustle and energy that Braden Polifka continues to show is unmatchable.
Hustle gets rewarded, and right there, Braden Polifka, he's fighting and clawing underneath the bucket. He's leading all scorers thanks to his hustle and just will to win. He wants this as bad as anybody else, but right there, the fatigue settling in as he's short on the first free throw. He's got 10 up to this point.
Second of 2, no good. Not quite short, but just to the left. And on the fight for the rebound, it was better positioning by Cole Glazier to go grab that rebound, and a foul called on Riedel fighting for it. Puts the Tigers at the free throw line again as they're in the bonus 1-and-1, and that was Riedel's 4th foul. So one of the top contributors tonight, seeing some foul trouble with still 4.5+ minutes to go in this ball game. Can't sink the first of the 1-and-1, so it's the Bulldogs the other way. Still trying to find a way to consistently defeat this zone defense that the Tigers have presented. And ball tips have been everything for the Tigers at this point as Dakota Ryan drives, tries to dish it away. Cole Glazier saves it, hits Hamby, open for 3, takes his time, won't get it to go. Carlson offensive rebound, finishes with the left. Carlson, good putback.
Yeah, now a 9-point lead for the Tigers after that patient and perfectly executed offensive possession that they had. And time is now down to 4:14, David.
4:14, 9-point game, so 3 possessions. Kyler Johnson looking to make it a little bit slimmer of a 3-possession game. Knocks down his first of the 2 free throws. Plenty of time in this one, especially with the swings that we've had so far in this contest. Some 7 to 10-point swings, as well as some short little 2- and 3-point swings that have meant a lot to both of these teams. And after Kyler Johnson goes 2 for 2 at the line, we'll take a quick 30-second timeout down on the floor, but we'll keep it right here, talk about a little bit of what we've seen so far and what we're going to see going forward. Jackson, I just mentioned the swings a little bit to this point. 7 points with 4 minutes to go. What's the key if you're the Tigers and holding on to this one?
Honestly, David, like we said, it's that patience on offense. You don't want to shoot it until you got an open look, and you take as much time as you need for that as you have a 7-point lead. And something that we saw earlier on is that the Quinter High School girls team, they wanted to keep going and going and going and playing that game and playing their game, but instead the wiser choice was just to slow it down. They finally got that in the last minute of the game. They were able to control the tempo, but right now the Bulldogs offense has to strike quick as time is becoming an issue.
Carlson spins, fades away from his shot, can't get it to go, and again, the Bulldogs given another opportunity to make this a closer game than anticipated. Havlis hit for the open 3, bounces around, can't get the lucky bounce. Polifka saves it, keeps his foot in bounds, and the Bulldogs get another opportunity. Down low, Polifka uses the size, goes through the body of Adam Hands, and gets 2, bringing it to within 5.
I was about to say on that last trip that the Tigers had, Carlson has been quiet in this 4th. Will he be a factor? We'll see. He's got the ball in his hands right now, but he's coming off a 13-point third quarter.
A 13-point third quarter, and currently with 24 points on the night, Alec Carlson doing a job, over half of his team's productivity to this point. Tigers up 5, playing a little bit of stall ball that you talked about, Jackson. Riedel playing defense on the baseline. Good hands by Polifka to knock it out there and take away this momentum that the Tigers had. Havlis will take a trip to the bench, get a breather and some water in his system. Beckner will take his place. Inbounded deep to the Quinter logo to Carlson. Hamby just trying to set up an offense. Ball kicked out. Hamby just going to keep trying to go back and forth to Carlson. An easy steal, easy two for Eli Gruenbacher with the left hand. And we're back within 3 points. It's a one-possession game with under 2 minutes and 35 seconds left to play. And just as quickly as it became a one-possession game, it's two possessions again. Colglazier gets a finish up at the rim. And another finish inside the lane near the rim. Bradley Riedel with the soft floater.
Now Bradley Riedel is in that double digits category for scoring. And just like the girls' game, we're coming down to the wire. 2:13 left to play.
2:13, it's a three-point contest. Tigers on top of the Bulldogs. It's a full timeout on the floor, so we'll take one with them, but we'll be right back after this.
A healthy smile is the goal for every patient at Blackwood Family Dentistry. For over 18 years, Dr. Blackwood and his staff have been offering comprehensive care to patients of all ages. Dr. Blackwood is your hometown provider for all treatment options to maintain and restore your oral health. So if you are a new patient or want convenient family scheduling, make an appointment at Blackwood Family Dentistry, proud supporter of Bulldog academics and athletics.
Back in Quinter, it's a three-point contest. Pawnee Heights on top of the Bulldogs, 51-48 in this semifinal matchup. Both teams looking for an opportunity to play in the Castle Rock Classic Championship tomorrow against a solid Wheatland Grinnell team that already punched their ticket earlier on today in this very gym. If either of these teams is to come out and beat Wheatland Grinnell tomorrow, Jackson, it's going to take an extreme amount of will and grit after the contest that these two teams have put on for us tonight.
Yeah, these two teams, regardless if they're playing in the championship game or the third place game, they are going to be tired after their efforts tonight. This game is going to come down to, I think, probably the final two possessions. But right now, it's all about defense. You got to D up right now. You got to play smart, clean basketball, and we'll see what happens here.
Good drive by Hamby, couldn't finish it though. Better defense from Ethan Gruenbacher. We've seen the Gruenbachers have a load of defense put on their shoulders this evening. Eli's had the responsibility of guarding Alec Carlson most of the night. See Ethan guarding Hamby right there, and then a three-point game. The ball gets thrown away, and all momentum going right back to Quinter's hands.
And I was just about to say, if I'm the Tigers, the only person I want to take in the shot on the court is Carlson in that situation, and I don't care how long it takes. I'd wait till Quinter fouls me, but if not, I'm having Carlson take that shot.
Ethan Gruenbacher getting harassed in the corner over there. Ball's loose. Good hustle by Polifka. Keeps it with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, his hustle keeps them the possession. Right there, Carlson just ripping it from Riedel.
Carlson the other way, a blocking foul called on Beckner trying to get in position, but Carlson finishes the basket and gets the foul. Potential three-point play after the steal for Carlson.
This guy's got to be the player of the game, Dave. And we talk about one guy making this big of an impact is almost unheard of, but Carlson is willing his team to victory. He wants that championship, the first ever in the first year that Pawnee Heights has been a part of the Castle Rock Classic. And they are a minute 16 and one crucial free throw just about away from that.
That free throw there going to give Carlson his 27th point of the contest. Kyler Johnson shot fake back to Riedel. Riedel has it poked away from him. We'll go to Eli Gruenbacher. Set up again, look for an open shot in the corner. It's Johnson.
Bulldogs thinking that they need a three, but they haven't shot it well from three all night long.
Bridges will shoot just inside the three-point line. Good looking shot for Gus Bridges and a timely timeout for John Christ. just when you needed him to come through, Gus Bridges hits a clutch shot just inside the three-point line, and John Christ is going to go ahead and call a full timeout with 51 seconds left to play, trailing by 4. We'll keep it right here and read you some of our important sponsors to bring you this contest. Brought to you by Blackwood Family Dentistry, Kaiser Angus, Solinsky Land and Cattle Company, Quinter Pit Stop, and Kansas Land Bank, Western Kansas's favorite bank, Kansas Land Bank. 4-point game, Jackson, and a lot on the line here at this Castle Rock Classic in the semifinal. Pawnee Heights has played a terrific game. Quinter's played a terrific game as well, and it's going to come down, you mentioned it, probably the last 2 possessions of this contest. Predict the future a little bit right here, Jackson. Tell us what you see happening.
Oh, it's kind of tough, honestly. I mean, I think we're going to see still a lot more of Carlson as we still, not a whole lot of time left, but a guy that's been involved this entire game. I foresee Quinter coming down. They're going to probably shoot a three-pointer on their next trip down the court, depending on how much time Pawnee Heights uses. But I definitely foresee them going with a three-point try by the hands of Preston Havlas or for sure Eli Gruenbacher.
Something to think about if we come to it. If the ball game gets tied up, Pawnee Heights has already played an overtime game in this tournament and beat Dighton on Tuesday by 2. But the Bulldogs get a steal here. Gruenbacher, quick 3, pulls the trigger, no good. Offensive rebound. Another opportunity for the Bulldogs.
They don't have to go with a three-pointer now. After getting a good defensive stop, they don't have to.
Havlas for 3, no good. Rebound put back, not in though by Riedel. And they're going to get a foul call against the Bulldogs. And you mentioned it. It seems like the Bulldogs think that they need the three-pointer there and looked only for that and couldn't quite get 2.
Well, it's tough because they anticipated Pawnee Heights having a long possession, so that put them in the position where they had to take a 3. They get the turnover, so you throw that out the window. But these kids, their heads are scrambling. Everybody wants to be the guy. They want to get back into the ball game. They want to make the big shot, and right there we see it. If you just take 1 second to look up at the clock, they had 40 seconds and try to get a couple three-pointers in there. And then, of course, they had their chances. Bradley Riedel underneath the basket misses a tough one there that would have made this thing a totally different ball game. But missed free throw opportunities keeps Quinter in it. They got to go quick here.
4 points in 20 seconds. Riedel drives the floor. Briggs is going to take the 3. He's open. Can't get it to go. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Bulldogs. So still down by 4. 14 seconds left to play here. Got to get a quick bucket and possibly a foul after.
You would like to make a 3 here, but if you get a 2, that's fine, especially with the way Pawnee Heights has shot it at the free throw line.
Got to go if you're Havlas.
You got to shoot now. It's taking too much time. I think this.
Gruenbacher took the 3 there. It looked like it had a chance to bank in, but he was hit as he shot, so he's got 3 free throws here.
If he did, banks that one home and makes a free throw, we got a tied game with 6.9, but instead he'll shoot 3, and it depends on how the first 2 go on what will happen with the third.
Going to build the suspense a little bit for these free throws here. Adam Hands is tying his shoe. First of the 3, good for Eli Gruenbacher.
Eli, just as a senior on this court, one of the many, he wants this win as bad as anybody else. In his time as a Quinter Bulldog, he hasn't participated in a Castle Rock Classic Championship game, so he wants it.
So it's a timeout for the Pawnee Heights Tigers in the midst of these free throws. We've seen 2 of the 3 already. Eli Gruenbacher hit both of them, and we're down to 6 seconds before this full timeout is called.
Well, now what do you do, David? Do you try and get the miss in the offensive rebound, or you make it and honestly, you got to try and make it and then have maybe an off-ball foul before the ball's inbounded to preserve the clock. He's got 5 seconds, but, if the ball gets inbounded, there's 1 second gone. And then you have to bank on making a shot going maybe 60, 70 feet in 4 seconds for the win. it's going to be tough to see what Coach Scott Christ or Coach John Christ and his team do in this situation.
Now, as an analyst, I know my place, and I know that I'm up here because I'm watching the game and I'm not down there coaching for a reason. But if I'm the Bulldogs, I sink this free throw here and I do what you said. I get that off-ball foul quickly, preferably not fouling Carlson or Cole Glazer, keeping them off of the free throw line. This one's missed, fought for, and we are going to get a foul call. So this is a big set of free throws for the Tigers and for the Bulldogs off of the foul, because the Bulldogs have put up more than 10 fouls here in the half. So 2 free throws at the expense of Adam Hands, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Sinking one of them would keep it a one-possession game. Can't get the first to go, so Quinter has a chance with 4 seconds. No matter what happens here on this last free throw.
They're going with speed as they check in Zane Beckner, but that last foul was it was an inch away from being a jump ball that would have kept it with Quinter. They have to go quick, 4.9.
Hands' second free throw, good, makes it a 3-point game. Ball's in, Riedel's got it, down to 3, 2, up off the body, off of the back of the glass, and no good. Riedel tried to lean in for some contact, and Pawnee Heights going to walk away with the semifinal victory here over the host Quinter Bulldogs by only 3 points. What a contest that was. What an opportunity. What a look at the end for Riedel, but couldn't quite convert. Quinter will play for 3rd place tomorrow, and Pawnee Heights will play in the championship against Wheatland Grinnell.
And you see it right there, just these guys still staying teammates right there. Zane Beckner encouraging his guy, Bradley Riedel. But right there, that's about as best as look as you can get. Bradley Riedel, I don't know how he got that good of a look, especially with the contact that he absorbed, contorting his body and shooting almost sideways and almost probably 2 inches to the left. You get the perfect bounce off the back glass and in. This game goes to overtime. But instead, Quinter will fall, and for the 2nd year in a row, play in the 3rd place game of the Castle Rock Classic. We'll have a dinner date, the main card, the heavyweight battle between Pawnee Heights and Wheatland Grinnell tomorrow night after the girls' game at 6:30, and that'll match up Quinter in the 3rd place game with with Rawlins County for 3rd place on the guys' side. That game will be at 3:30 tomorrow in the same gym.
That was tomorrow's preview. We're going to take a second here, gather our thoughts, and come back with a post-game review for you. It's David Ginwright, Jackson Webb. Probably hear from our good friend Cale Hargett as well, but we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Smoky Hill Ag is your precision ag service dealer. They offer customized agronomy for your farm, providing precision fertilizer applications with custom chemical blends. Smoky Hill Ag will create recommendations specific to each farmer's needs. With local service and competitive prices over the past 15 years, Smoky Hill Ag provides local ownership, management, and employment with community involvement. Trust them for all of your customized agronomy needs. Smoky Hill Ag, a loyal supporter of Quinter High School.
Hello, I'm Levi Giggs, Western Kansas Regional President for Equity Bank.
And I'm Chad Churchwell, commercial lender, Quinter, Kansas. Equity means
More response,
more attention,
more expertise. We are proud to support the communities in which we live and serve.
and we are proud to support all of the Quinter athletic teams and we wish you the best of luck.
Stop by and see us for all your banking needs.
Go Bulldogs!
Back in Quinter after a fantastic ball game to end the day here on day 2 of the Castle Rock Classic. Pawnee Heights over Quinter in the semifinal matchup 55-52. Scoring leaders were as follows. First for Pawnee Heights, the Tigers. Alec Carlson had himself a night. Finished with 27 points, had 13 in the third quarter alone. Behind him, teammates Braden Colglazer, Adam Hands each had 10. Davin Hamby had 4. Dakota Ryan finished with 2 to give them 55. And for Quinter, Braden Polifka led all scorers. He had 12 points. Bradley Riedel had 11. Kyler Johnson had 7. Avery Briggs had 6. and we had Gus Bridges, Preston Havlis, and Eli Gruenbacher, each with 4. Jackson, heading into tomorrow's contest, what does Quinter need to build on after these last 2 games?
You know, in the last 2 games, they've really been challenged, and they've left their hearts out there on the court. They played to the final buzzer. Just a little bit more ball security out of the guys. A lot of turnovers in tonight's ball game, but they played great as a team, and they had a new star arise in Braden Polifka. Hopefully he can keep that going for the guys, as he brought a great presence down low for the Bulldogs that they really needed. But I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. It's always great, you know, when you can finish on the winner's bracket side of your own tournament, and 3rd place in what is such a talented tournament this year. Should not hang the heads of the Quinter Bulldogs. If they can win tomorrow and take home 3rd, that's a pretty big accomplishment, especially given all the great teams in this year's tournament.
Absolutely, Jackson. In this field, 3rd place would be a win for this season. And Jackson's going to go ahead and hand his headset over to our good friend Cale Hargett. Cale, you had the opportunity to sit there, watch that game with us. What are your takeaways? And then for tomorrow, what does Quinter need to do?
Well, you could see that Quinter, when they were pressured with somebody in their face clapping, shouting, were a little bit away from them. They got very nervous, and it was a smart move by Pawnee Heights. It made them miss most of their threes, and a very talented Pawnee Heights team too. A lot of young players that we possibly could see later in a sub-state or even state matchup if Quinter can get all the way there, as this will be definitely a state level team, a very good team too. It's just so many players that have so many talents, a deep roster, but Quinter played some good defense here and there, but you couldn't stop number 15.
That's right. Carlson finished with 27, and you've heard it there from our very own Cale Hargett. He'll be on the call tomorrow with my good friend Jackson Webb. Those two will have the girls' championship as well as the guys' 3rd place finale tomorrow night. It's been a good day here in Quinter. Quinter girls win, move to 3-0. Quinter guys move to 1 and 2 on the year. Both teams playing again tomorrow. Stay tuned. Tune back in tomorrow to YouTube. Right here, we'll have the action for you. I'm David Ginwright for Jackson Webb and our friend Cale Hargett, the terrific production crew here at Tiger Media Network, bringing you today's broadcast. Thanks again for listening, and we're signing off.